Welcome back to the Tomb of Terror, episode number 724. Is that right? Yeah. April 25th, 2023, in the year of our Lord. And we have one viewer. Maybe that viewer is, do I count as a viewer? Yeah, I think I do, actually. So I'm watching myself and no one else. All right, great. Well, we're showing some comics. Captain Strangelife's going to be on as a guest here in a few minutes. And anyone else that wants to come on later, you're welcome to. This link is in the chat. What the heck is this? Oh, anyway. So, let's get started. Oh, I got the computer. I'm not lighting it just right. Yeah, that's better, isn't it? 4 people viewing. Excellent. Well, let's take a look at some comics while we wait. People coming on. They have the month on the front. I like to look at the front of a comic and guess the month and the year. And this comic has the month plastered on the front, which spoils the fun of the game a little bit. It's 52 pages, a full-size mag. The detail on these covers is really spectacular. It's Billy the Kid and his robbers. Call off your skunks, Billy. Call them off or I'll shoot them off. This train is under my protection. Oh, there's Billy the Kid. Oh, it's you again. Well, that's too bad, Black Diamond. I can't oblige you this time. Black Diamond. I don't know if it's just me or when I see Black Diamond, I think of the Kiss song. I don't know. But I don't think Gene Simmons was inspired by this comic to write that song. Okay, so we're looking at this. We know it's August. What year do you think, if you want to guess in the chat, all 4 of you? I'm going to guess 1953. So get my atomic magnifying glass. Meyer Greenblatt is here. Hello, Mr. Meyer Greenblatt.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Gonna doing a live stream. I'm gonna kiss and make up with Captain Strangelife because it's completely silly, really ridiculous, and have you as a guest. Anyone else that wants to come on? There is no chance, zero, that Graphic Man will be on tonight. Micah, it's his wife's birthday, so you know he won't be here. So anyway, I'm just looking at this cover where Billy the Kid is taking on Black Diamond, and I do this game that I used to do last summer, or maybe I did it back when I was in Texas, but I guess that this is a 1953 comic.
What number is that?
Well, we'll see. You're cheating. Well, I mean, you can use any clue. It's number
okay.
20. So you probably
20.
know more than me. I used to know so much, but
well, I do have a couple Black Diamonds, and
okay,
and it's because that's a Lev Gleason publication,
right?
And so that's what drew me to it, and it's actually a really entertaining Western. It's not like
I was off by several years. This is actually a October 12th, 1949.
Wow. Okay. See, there we go.
October 12th. No way.
I would have been wrong. I was going to say 52.
Wait, August 50. No, August 1950. I was reading the wrong date.
Okay.
Yeah, it's August 50. So so Black Diamond is kind of like the Lone Ranger, huh? That's the name of a hero that
yes.
This guy
he's a hero that wears like a scarf over his head.
Right. What the more famous, the one I think of when I think of, Charles Biro, which I always said Biro, but now I know it's Biro because I've seen it confirmed from people
I
that
did
know
too.
better than me. Because um, well, the thing is, when I was in fourth grade, I had what was it? The early Star Trek books when that was started, because Star Trek became a phenomenon really in the 70s, not in this when it was being aired. It's a few years later, and it was and they so you had all the James Blish books that had um, little small 20-page adaptations of each episode, and
Right.
then you had it must have been around 73, 74. They had a new novel, Spock Must Die. They had the making of Star Trek, right? They had the world of Star Trek. And then it just exploded from there. But I think it was the making of Star Trek. And I read through that as an elementary school kid. I had the name of every episode memorized. I pretty much knew the order, what season they were in. And a lot of them were actually little bits from Shakespeare, right?
Right.
And so I had all that memorized. Then in the summer of 76, I get my first Overstreet price guide. And I just, the whole summer, I look at this and I memorize all these old comics. I probably knew all about this book back then. And I knew when they came out. And I knew as much as a lot of these experts now. And, but it's all that's been flushed out. I remember some of the Star Trek episodes. I remember all of them, but that part of my brain has been. But anyway,
I was
I
watching
have
a
a few
Star
Black
Trek
Diamond, and how many? You have a handful of them, you say?
Yeah, I have two or three. I don't have I've only got a couple because they're actually more expensive than the other Lev Gleason stuff.
Are they really? What do they go for? Let's
Yeah, like
go,
10.
pal! I can make you an all-around He-Man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, like a 2.5 or a 3.0 is probably 10 or 20 bucks, which is
Okay.
right above my threshold. I don't even like to pay I don't like to pay more than $10 for a comic unless it's really special, right? I
Okay.
gotta close my window real quick because I've
Oh,
got stuff going on outside. Hang on. Hey,
sure.
Ronco, what's going on?
Hello, Bronco. Well, I think that's about what I paid for this. 10, maybe a little less. What the heck? This is something every kid needs. Is a jungle head net. That's what they should have used a few years ago to protect us against the disease that shall not be named on YouTube. See that? That's what when they say wear the mask in the Aldi supermarket, wear the jungle head net. See it there? That should do as good a job of protecting as anything else. Yeah. Okay. So Black Diamond is he's almost like he looks almost like an early Batman. The way his eyes glow instead, you can't see the pupils. This is cool as heck, man.
A couple of the issues that I have, I just kind of purchased them randomly and wasn't realizing what I was lucking out on. But at one point in Black Diamond, they held a contest for readers to write in and suggest names for his horse, right? And so I have the issue that announces the contest, and I have the issue where they announce the new name of the horse. And so, cool. And I just really kind of lucked into it. I wasn't purposefully trying to find or buy those issues, but that's how it turned out. And I'd have to go look. I could probably pull them up, and I could show you where they show the name of the horse, and it has an unusual name if I remember right.
Yeah, well, this character's been completely forgotten to time, as far as I know. Are there Guadalajara reprints of Black Diamond Western?
I think so.
Okay, I love because the other title I was about to say that's to me more famous is Crime Does Not Pay, and it just always has this detail. I just love this detail. It just
that's what drew me to it.
My father was a real estate broker after he got out of the army, and this guy comes in wanting to rent a house or buy a house. I probably told this story about 15 times. And he's sitting in this very chair because this chair used to be in my dad's real estate office. And And my dad is just thinking in his mind, this guy looks like Billy the Kid, because my dad was such a historian. And there's only one, at that time, only one known photograph of Billy the Kid. Now they found another one at kind of a distance. And the guy looks like a deranged mental patient. Like he's not some handsome guy like the way they portray Billy the Kid meets Frankenstein's daughter or whatever. He really looks like a scary guy. You would not want to be anywhere. You see him, you cross the street. And then it turns out the guy says, I'm related to Billy the Kid. He was a direct descendant of Billy the Kid. So I guess Billy the Kid must have lived long enough to have at least one kid. But see, that's the kind of thing that, yeah. So Gotham City Comics is here. Hello, Gotham City Comics. And I got another one here. Let's see. That was 20. Oh, this is the issue before it. Issue 19. Oh, give myself full camera so I can see it a little better. Let me get it out of the bag. Who is it? It's Silver Age Dave that take all the tape he takes off of bags. He puts it in a ball until it becomes a giant ball of tape. Do you remember that on his videos? Silver Age Dave. Meyer's not even there.
I'm right here. Yeah. I just have to go grab the short box.
Oh yeah, cool.
I grabbed a short box that has a bunch of Lev Gleason stuff in the back of it, just to see. Oh, cool. See what I find. See if I can find those black diamonds I was just talking about.
So, this is number 19, June. It's not fun to play the game. It's just, we know it's 1950 or possibly 1949. Let's see. 1950. When did the Lone Ranger TV show premiere? I wonder. Might have started in 49, possibly. But the Lone Ranger goes back to the 30s on radio, but right. They just described him as a masked man, and half the time in the movie serials or on any merchandise, Lone Ranger merchandise, sometimes they show the bottom part of his face covered, and he has a red shirt on or something. And the TV show solidified that it's a mask here, and he wears light blue, and that's so. Oh, it has Basil Wolverton in the back. Look at that. I've never seen this one reprinted, as far as I know.
I love finding stuff like that in these books. I
mean, who would have thought? Mate, I don't think he was used in the last issue. I better check. Yes, indeed. Yeah, it's a cool character with those glowing eyes. Yeah, I can't wait to read these.
Yeah, they're fun reads. That's the thing that I love about. Oh, here we go.
90 million Americans can't be wrong. So
Biro loved to write, and so
Crime Does Not Pay sold 90 million comics. I wonder if that's a month or a year. I mean, that's a hell. What do comics sell now? A couple thousand. I can't.
Right. So from what I read about these guys, about the Lev Gleason shop, it was really just these three guys. It was Lev Gleason, it was Charles Biro, and it was Bob Wood.
Okay.
And then they had fill-ins, and later on they had new artists come in, but these three main guys were the big players in the company. Lev Gleason, I guess, was the owner, and he had Biro and Wood as the editors, but they were really doing pretty much everything between the two of them. Yeah. And when Crime Does Not Pay hit big, like what you're talking about, they made a ton of money, and they were living in like suites. They were living in apartments on Park Avenue. I'm not kidding. And drinking tremendous amounts. And I'm talking about Biro and Wood, living like high on the town. And they were just comic book artists. But they happened to stumble into this, and this was selling to everyone, particularly like housewives, people.
Was it the first crime comic? Was it the first? Is it what started that whole crime wave?
I don't know for sure, but it was the top seller. It was like it was the Time magazine of crime comic, whatever you would call it. It was the big one.
And it was interesting in that it was, in theory, true stories,
right?
And that's always interested people with Dragnet, and always supposed the true stories that came from the Los Angeles Police Department. Oh yeah, look at that. What issue is that?
This is number 15.
Uh-huh. Well, this ad is interesting. Go ahead.
Here's the horses. So wait till you hear the horse's name. The horse's name, whoever won the contest came up with the name for the horse, is Rely Upon.
Rely Upon?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. It's not focusing, but here's a line from, he's saying,
Captain, you're on. We're talking about Charles Byro, Lev Gleason. Myers here.
Oh, how about Bob Wood, that murderer?
You already mentioned Bob Wood.
Yeah. We didn't get to the bad stuff.
No, why not?
It came from, we just didn't get there yet, but that bad stuff that happened, the living at excess, and then living almost like without boundaries because they had so much money in their pocket, might have led to Bob Wood murdering this young woman with a steam iron.
Well, he was totally blasted and drunk. He couldn't. You should have seen the pictures of him in the newspaper. He was so drunk he couldn't even think straight.
Really sad what happened to him.
Yeah, well, World War II veterans, were they probably, I assume they were World War II veterans, like everybody was pretty much. And people drank a lot during that time.
And he didn't even really get sentenced. He got sentenced for what? Involuntary manslaughter, got 3 years and got out. Wasn't even murder. Wasn't even convicted of murder.
Wow. He was murdered shortly after that, though. He was murdered himself like 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah, by those guys that he owed money to.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's what it's believed that it was also. Yeah. And at the time he was like working, he wasn't even working as a cartoonist anymore. He was working in a diner in New Jersey at the time, and they found him and murdered him or something on his way home from work or something like that.
Threw him out of the car in the expressway or something. I heard something.
Was that after the company pretty much closed because of the comics code, or before?
It would have been after, because towards the end, like one of the ways to tell new Lev Gleason comics is when you see on the cover Bob Wood's name isn't there, because from the beginning every Lev Gleason comic will have all three of their names. It'll say Lev Gleason, Charles Byro, and Bob Wood, right?
So
and
they survived the. Okay, but I'm sure they were. That's a great cover. So they survived, and then he was probably. You could maybe make the case that all of that bad stuff happened because the comics code came in and took away their cash cow. He might have been so frustrated and drunk that
I think that's part of it.
So they stopped Crime Does Not Pay, and they focused on Boy and Daredevil, which were code approved.
Yeah,
and went all the way up until about maybe 57, 58, right around there. I think is when they died, when they went away.
So this adds 90 million Americans can't be wrong. Says 90 million people read the comics every day. I don't know if they're saying their comics or comics in general. And you say that's the largest audience in the world, including movies, sports, yes, and even radio. There must be something to it. Maybe it's because the American public knows what it likes and gets what it wants. The big reason why the pioneering team of Gleason, Byro, Wood has led this greatest of all entertainment industries is that it remains sensitive to America's changing taste. The most outstanding success in the history of comic magazines is Crime Does Not Pay. It would be easy to let it rest on its laurels. Instead, Crime Does Not Pay is going to take on a new personality in both appearance and content. We have employed the talents of the foremost true detective writers of the day, and their bywords will be accuracy, action, and suspense. Never before have the writers of true detective type comics gone to the extensive research as they have. The world changes for the better, and so do the GBW Teams Productions. Crime Does Not Pay will look better, read better, and give you more for your money than any 10-cent comic in history. Watch for the May issue of Crime Does Not Pay on sale for the great change and a new thrill. If you're a comic book fan, you know the thing to do is to reserve your copy now at your newsstand for that and every future issue, and then you can't miss it. I wonder what really did change, if anything.
That was fantastic. I love that. Boy,
Yeah,
did
that's
Byron
pretty good hyperbole there. It's like
that's Byro right there. I'm sure that was him.
yeah.
I think he was writing everything.
Yeah, yep. Well,
Yeah,
sorry, Captain Strange Life. I got all real upset by that the other day, and it's basically what happened is the week before I was all upset, and I came on and I was like almost like having a midlife crisis or something. It's like, well, I wonder if. But anyway, it's like here's what I used to do and introduce young people to comics, and it's like I want to believe I did something. I was ranting about the state of the world and showing books and stuff, and so then afterwards I thought, boy, I went a long time. So what I did is I went upstairs after that week before, and I sat with my wife, and I actually did time myself, but with my wife's phone, and it's like, so that's how I knew that was accurate, 28 minutes, whatever, and it's like and I said, it was what I'm saying. Well, did I go too far? And she says, you really should leave that ranting to your own show, And so, okay. So I was going to go on a few days ago, and when it was my turn, apologize and everything and say, hey guys, I was really in a dark space last week. And so when you made the joke, I don't want to go on for 45 minutes like Ratu, and it's like I went, and I wasn't angry. I was just like, it's like I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach, and I said, what? I went that long? He said, well, actually, it was 28 minutes and 30 seconds. I timed it, and it's going, oh, shoot, people are timing me. And I'm starting to think, does everybody hate me? And it's like everybody's secretly thinking, oh, it's Gratu again. And I just said, oh, the heck with it. So when you tried texting me right away and calling me, I was brushing my teeth. And then you contacted my wife, and she says, well, I don't know how he's. Anyway, so I just wanted to listen to it's like, what did I talk about that week before? So I played it, and Paulo comes on the show, and he says, that week you just wouldn't shut up. You spent 18 minutes talking about Satan. And he said you went on about how you hate everything, and we're supposed to be there because we love comics. And it's like, I talked for 18 minutes about Satan, and he says, yes, afterwards we all talked about you and how horrible it was. It's like, and I think he watched it, and then Paulo said, actually, I have to apologize. You only mentioned Satan twice, but to a European with their mindset, just mentioning God or Satan at all is like the end of the world. And so I was starting to get real pissed at that point. And then I started going off on rants and paranoid things, because I was always thinking, does Captain Strangelove really like me, or does he just think of me as an irritant? And because way back when I was in Texas, you had like a wonderful channels, and it's like, he's got every one of the 4-color fossils, but I'm not there. And I thought, well, maybe that's because he doesn't want his fans to tune in and hear cursing or someone ranting about political stuff. And it's like, I may not come across as wonderful. That's what I was thinking. And then the whole thing about the Weird War, I thought maybe, he was saying, because that night you were in a lot of pain, and you were not really thinking but straight, because you had told us that. So I should have realized that. But anyway, as I recall, Gotham City Comics was panning across, and he said, well, here's some war books. And you said, I'm not interested in war. And I said, well, I would like to see, because I think I'm missing a few of those Creature Commandos, and these idiot speculators are about to bring those prices up possibly. And I said, could you go back? And then you were just kind of, you said, give me all of those. just give me all of them at issue 70. I was going, oh shit.
I don't remember
What
that
a
you
dick
were.
move. I said I was wanting them, and he's like, I'll take them all. And then I interpreted all that as just, oh, maybe he really hates me. And I got off on some rant. And Paulo is
I don't even remember seeing
but he
those
kind of fueled it. But these, and the other part is Micah, and I think Eric and myself, when we started this whole 4-color fossils, it's like it was just meant to be friends hanging out. And then I don't think he really means for it to be regimentally time, if that's even a word, time to be exactly 2 hours. Dr. Silverage wants to make it a 2-hour show, like a network thing, which is cool. And that's a perfect length to fit on a recorded DVD. But I think Micah just wants it to be more just friends hanging out, and
well,
so
yeah, but I think he's trying to keep it at around 2 hours. I mean, I
think it's really because we're all old farts and we want to go to bed.
Because
when I went on, I was the last person.
At the 2-hour mark, He keeps talking. At the 2-hour mark, so we'll wrap it up. That's why I thought he wants to keep it at around 2 hours. I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm here in the spirit of trying to create harmony in the community, and I want to de-dramatize the events of the past week. Just.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just telling you why I went off on that rant, and it's okay. And then my wife got upset because it was my birthday, and she wakes up from her nap and sees, Paulo saying, "Yes, you were terrible," and then he's like, "It's like you should never vote, and you should be an anarchist, and it's like you should trust it." And it's like she comes down and starts ranting because and she loves you, but she started ranting because she's like a mama bear, and she's like coming down to defend me because it's my birthday, and clearly I'm being attacked, but I shouldn't even brought it all up. I was just really upset that night. So anyway, I apologize. I want to be friends. I mean,
I wasn't attacking you.
People want to stir stuff up. There was someone
attacking. Wait a minute, who was attacking you? What? You felt like you were being attacked?
Oh, not by you. It's like Paulo just seemed really angry there for a bit.
Oh, okay.
But that's just, I think it's just because I have this stupid American point of view that just doesn't jibe with this. But anyway, he's a great guy. It's just I got stirred up, and I thought, well, are they all talking about me after the show?
The only thing I said after the show, I said there was only Eric Breen and there was Mike. All I did was show the I don't even know where it is right now, the timer that I had, and all I said to them was, I don't understand why he got so upset and left the stream. And then Micah said, Micah said he is a little sensitive, and that's all that was said.
Oh, well, no, it was, I'm talking about the week before is when Paula said the week before when I'd actually talked too long.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everyone was angry afterwards because all I'd done is talk about Satan for 18 minutes. And it's like,
I don't know. Well, they must have talked about it after I left because
if I was watching a comic book stream and someone talked about Satan for 18 minutes, I would have been highly entertained. It would have been even better personally.
If you said that they were talking about that after the stream, that must have been when I was gone, because the only thing that I remember is showing the timer and telling them.
Yeah, Michael was saying really no one was left. Everyone had left that night. So anyway, I think, Paulo might misremember things because it is like 2 or 3 in the morning for him. So in his defense,
I can't find that timer. I probably threw it in the garbage.
I showed it. I saw it. It's okay. It's all right. I tried putting a comment under your video, and I said, all is okay. It said something like it's what did I say? All is well, forgotten. And then some guy put underneath that, you may think you can apologize, but you offended the guy that started everything on YouTube. And I'm a proud member of the comic book community, and I'm friends with After Comics and Silver Age Broadband, and we won't let you forget this. And then he put all these other comments. It says, Hans, you're a nice guy, but I'm not. I'm a security guy, and I don't do well with this mental illness. And
I don't remember anything. Well,
and then there's a guy posting on my page that's talking about Captain and I said thank you for complimenting my show, but let's be nice. And then he was doing it on under your videos, something about, I guess he thinks you say or a lot. It's like
me?
Everybody does. And it was so people are trying to stir it up like elementary school kids trying to stir up a fight. And I'm sure there's someone that's going to do it in the chat tonight. But for me, my grandfather's temper comes out sometimes, and I can bring it back in. I exploded with anger at that Canadian guy, but I could forgive him if he came back around. I'd forgive, but he really pushed me. He was
that was a whole different scenario there. I mean, that was something entirely different. I remember you talking about how he was calling you at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you guys were sleeping or something like that. Or
yeah, but honestly, everyone in the comic book community, and this may be controversial, but we're all mentally ill. We're all in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s collecting comic books. We're all crazy in some way. And if you don't think you are, if you're watching this show, you're out of your mind. So be happy with it. At least we're not in an institution. We're most people just think we're man children that collect this stuff. But I look at it that we're museum curators, and I don't know, but we'll have the last laugh, like when you got an Amazing Fantasy 15 or something or whatever. But anyway, to me, it's all forgotten, but I think people want to stir it up. I don't know. We should have come on tonight and just said, hey, it was all an act. We should have gotten together and before it just like pro wrestlers.
You know what? As strange as this may sound, I actually was somehow thinking briefly about that too. I was thinking, I wish this could have been all an act or something, I honestly thought the same thing.
My feelings were hurt, and sometimes but we should have done it, man. It would have been legendary. It's one of those things like about Paul McCartney and John Lennon on Saturday Night Live, right? You've heard that story, right?
Yeah.
They should have done it. They should have gone on. But anyway, let's see. Anyway, everything's. Let's see what people are saying here. But anyway, we're showing comics. We're showing these. He had some Charles. I call them Charles Biro books. Should I be calling them Lev Gleason books? Who's the most important of the guys to you?
Well, Biro wrote everything, but Lev Gleason was the publisher and he owned the company.
So Charles Biro is the name that comes to my mind first when I look at these books.
He's the name. Can I show you this book right here?
Yeah, let me make you full size.
This book is how I learned this story that Hans brought up when he first got on. We were talking about this. So this particular book, see how it says, The True Story of Bob Wood, the Killer Cartoonist. And the cover is a depiction of Bob Wood smashing that girl's head in with an iron. Okay?
That is something. So that's actually a textbook. That's not a comic reprint. That's
it is a reprint. It's filled with reprints, but the first 20 pages tells the whole story of what we've been talking about, of Lev Gleason. And look at the title of it. Milo and Wood, Partners in Crime. So it tells the whole story of the success of Lev Gleason and Crime Does Not Pay. This was the first, from the beginning, Lev Gleason was a kind of a sensationalistic publisher. Their very first comic became Daredevil #1, but it wasn't titled Daredevil #1. It was just titled Daredevil Battles Hitler. Yeah. And it had a photograph of Hitler on the cover.
Right.
I see Branko Beer over there. He's talking about YouTube constantly unsubscribes to accounts.
There's a lot of text in here. Like I said, it's 20 pages, and it pretty much tells the whole story. But when we get to the spot that we're talking about, and the photo that Hans was talking about is actually right here.
Yeah, look at that.
That was in the New York Times.
Mm-hmm. Just
Okay, so
at it.
he's upset when he probably woke up and realized he'd killed someone, huh?
Well, they were on a drinking binge for 2 weeks.
Look at artist slays divorcee after 11-day tryst in a Gramercy Park hotel.
Mm.
Isn't that interesting that at that time it was so important that she was divorced that they have to put it, instead of just saying woman, they have to put that she's a divorcee. It's like that becomes your identity in the 50s, that you've been divorced. Oh my gosh. Isn't that weird? That's something.
Yeah, kind of, I guess.
It is interesting that they inserted that.
Also, in all those old old newspapers, and they would always put the address of everybody they're writing about. And if you listen to old radio broadcasts, they'll talk about someone killed in a car accident or someone committed some crime, and they'll give you something like Fred Phillips of 642 Hayes Avenue. they'll give you their address. It's weird.
Yeah.
But
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. So it's weird how things change. That's part of what makes it interesting looking at these books is it's just a wonderful sociological, looking at the ads, what was important and to people.
I really enjoy doing it. I enjoy making videos doing just that. I like looking at stuff without having any preparation, because it's a way for me to share that feeling of what you're just talking about right now. That feeling of discovery.
Because you just say, I got this, it's a 9.8, it's a key issue, it's blah blah blah, and then you put it, but you need to connect it with the time it came out. When this came out, this was happening in the world, and so that looks pretty perverted. But anyway, let me get myself full screen here real quick to show the book. Yeah. So now you have a collection of 3, I have a collection of 3.
That's great.
I have a book, I could probably find it pretty easily, that was meant for maybe junior high school libraries, about the Indian Wars. There's one of the most horrifying photographs I've ever seen of one of the cavalry soldiers laying there naked. I can't believe they put this in the book. It's a picture from the time. His genitals have been cut off. He must have about 60 or 70 arrows in every part of his body. He's been scalped. They've done everything they can to F him up. And then, it's like, well, why were the settlers mad at the Indians? They were just, but then why were the Indians mad at the settlers? And, I'm sure that in World War II, there were things done like that. GIs did stuff like that to a German soldier or and the Japanese definitely would do it to us because they're so pissed. And here's one of the enemy and they killed your friend. But, it's like history. It's a two-way street. It's like the Indians did, kidnap a lot. When they kidnap the girls, they would marry them into their tribe. It's like it happened, and it's you just gotta. But then they're mad at us, So you really can't. You got to have both sides in history. But that photograph was horrifying. Anyway, these are so much fun to read. Genuine walkie-talkies. I loved Beetlejuice and Howard Stern. Howard Stern used to actually have a great show before he went libtard, but Beetlejuice used to be on his show, and he'd say, "Call me on my walkie-talkie." I thought that was so funny that he called cell phones walkie-talkies. That made me laugh so hard. That guy, I don't think he's been on that show in years, but
I wish I could remember to keep calling my cell phone a walkie-talkie. I think
I try to do it when I can. Make your own records. That's pretty cool. What does that cost? Or do you send off your recordings to them? You must make your own records at home. What? Now you can make records of your singing, talking, reciting, or instrument playing right in your own home. No longer need the high price of recording machines or studio facilities. New home record maker playing. It's amazing. I can't even read that. Oh, it's insanity. Oh, Captain's back. Yeah, that's a cool thing, man. Let's get back to. But I don't know. For some reason, whenever I see the title, I think of that Kiss song.
I think this might have been the iron that he used.
What are you to
press that girl's face.
Wow.
You know,
I hate it when people that go out like that and then that becomes what they're remembered for.
Yeah.
That was so bad for it to happen to Phil Spector. So now whenever you hear his music, that's part of what you think about. That's
the way he goes swinging down through his lobby of his house.
Look at this image. Look at this cover. This guy is pushing this woman's head onto a lit stove burner.
Right. You know, the comics really were made by borderline just criminals. I mean, it's like word of them went too far, but these weren't the type people you really want to be influencing your children too much. Unfortunately, I mean, I love those comics, but it's
kind of wild thinking that comic with that woman's head being pushed onto that stove probably sold 2 million copies or something the month that it came out.
But can you imagine a parent finding that comic laying on the bed of their 10-year-old?
A lot of parents bought that comic. I think that a lot of housewives bought Crime Does Not Pay in the same way that women nowadays love true crime. I think they always have. I think that there was an interest there.
Yeah. There is a lady, there's, I think, more than a few, but there's one that's more famous. This girl that she just goes on YouTube and tells true crime, true murder stories while she's putting on her makeup. And by the time she finishes, she looks like some, tempest storm. She's turned herself into some, I don't know, burlesque or movie star from 1955, and everything's perfect on her. But she's been, meantime, you've watched. So the girls are watching her put on their makeup while she's telling horrible stories about Ted Bundy or this or that, and she does a lot of research. So, yeah,
interesting way of doing it.
Yeah.
Trying to put this back in.
Let's see what people are saying here. Okay. Yeah, I put that one up. I've never read a Lev Gleason comic. Are they any good? Yeah, the first Lev Gleason I read, everybody should have a copy of a book written mid-70s, maybe early 70s, called Comics.
Yes.
Spelled with an X.
Yeah.
It's written by Les Daniels, I think. And it shows this
excuse
kind
me.
of art. It's a recreated golden age kind of cover with some guy like a banana looking superhero ripping some guy out of a cockpit on the cover. It's called, man, I can't remember exactly, but it reprints one of the Crime Does Not Pay stories in it. It reprints an early Fantastic Four story. Let's see what Lead Paint's saying. Graham Ingalls Severin didn't like it too much. Oh wait, I missed a comment. Lead Paint said, I think on the most part it was the editors who were pushing more craziness in the comics. Based in interviews, many of the artists felt horrible about doing some of the work. Yes. In fact, yeah, Graham Ingalls wouldn't even talk about it. He went and became, yeah, he wouldn't really.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And there was some comic artist in that famous show. Well, it's somewhat famous. You can see it on YouTube. It's called like Comic Book. It's like Confidential, and it's kind of, and they interview kids that read comics, and then at the end they interview a comic artist who's really ashamed about what he's had to do. And yeah, that's I can imagine. Yeah, you can't. Oh, let's see what you got there.
Can you make me big? I want to show you something. So this is one of the most famous or infamous Lev Gleason comics. It's Daredevil number 82, and it's a comic with no cover.
Yeah.
There's been articles written about this, and nobody really knows for sure what happened here, whether Biro didn't get the cover completed in time, or that's probably what happened, right? So
what does it say?
Is some stupid scramble word contest that they put in the middle here. All you win is $100 if you unscramble this thing. But there's something more about this comic that is cool and important.
Yeah.
Is that on the inside there's a PSA ad for heroin that's drawn by Frank Frazetta.
Oh, wow. That's, what year is this comic?
Anti-drug ad?
It's it's actually specific to heroin.
So
he's a heroin ad. You better keep away from him. It talks about heroin in here.
Yeah, that's something else. What year is that comic from?
This is from January of 52. This is January of 52.
Okay.
I was born.
That month?
Yeah, January 52.
Oh.
Oh, wow. You should get this. If you don't already have this, Hans, you should get this.
I never even seen that.
Oh, you haven't?
Yeah, that's...
No. What number is that again?
Daredevil number 82.
82, okay.
The only person I know that did crazy stuff like that was Harvey Kurtzman on Mad, where he'd have a cover where you could have to search to find the title of the comic because it's hidden in a parody of the Johnson Smith advertisement, or it's just, he was but somehow kids found those comics and bought them, but it's funny that like he was trying to hide them from them or something.
It's funny that you mentioned that. The article that I read about it talked about that and said, other than those Mad covers, this is the only cover of the era that is odd in this unusual, strange way. They compared it to Kurtzman.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it looks different on the stands. Maybe I got to get out. I wonder if my Aurora model, racing still works.
You got a model motoring Thunderjet 500?
Well, they were my older brothers, and
it gets really hot. So,
like one Christmas, I really wanted that, so my brother just gave me his old set because it didn't cost him anything to buy a present, and he didn't want them anymore. Anyway, I've got all the track, and I've got a transformer, and I've got a bunch of cars. I've got some over here, including the Green Hornet car.
Whoa!
But because my older brothers were born in the early 50s, and I was born in 65, so I missed out on all the fun. And I'm just wondering, I don't think I've set that up and had that work maybe since I was in college. But I remember it was so hard to keep the cars on the track. They would always flip on every curve,
I still got a lot of that stuff. I got some of the model motoring cars, and the cleaning cars for the track. And I still got some track.
Do you think the transformer would still work?
Probably.
Maybe mine does.
Those little yellow ones, I think, is what I had. I had
it's a little brick.
Yeah, like a little brick. Yeah.
So I have one, and mine still works, and it'll run the cars, but they're really herky jerky. But if you leave it on for 10, 15 minutes, it starts to hum and gets really hot. So I unplug it, and it's
Yeah, I don't
so
know what's inside those things.
it's like 40 years old.
Oh
Yeah, I don't
no,
know
it's
what's
older than
inside it.
that. It's like 55 years old.
You're right. It
Oh,
is. It's
almost
50.
60. And
Well,
you know,
the
I
one
just
I have
don't.
is from the 70s. I have one of those TCR. Remember Total Control Racing? I have the one where you can switch lanes. Where,
Oh, okay. Yeah, they
remember
made that
where they're
stuff
not
up
in
through
the
the
slot, they're on
70s.
top of the track.
The stuff I've got is definitely mid 60s, you know, like
Mine's from like 75, 74, like that.
right. Yeah, I know. And mine, you know, is definitely from because he's got the Green Hornet, you know, Black Beauty.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what's in those Transformers because this friend of mine in college salvaged all this neon from a movie theater they were about to bulldoze. And he put the neon up or all around the ceiling and everywhere in the kitchen, and the whole apartment glowed blue. But of course, it caused a lot of buzzing on his stereo. But it looked cool. But there was a transformer powering the neon, and it was mounted in the kitchen, and it was dropping this black goo. And this friend of mine that was kind of a science guy said, "This is really not good to be dripping in your kitchen. This is total badness." I don't even want to say that word. You know what killed John Wayne. So it's like, I don't know what's in that transformer. You know, because in the '60s things were different, but who knows?
I think it's just an armature, isn't it? An armature that with these two magnets, it's got all this copper wiring going around it. Something like that.
Inside, I have no idea. I know nothing about.
I remember taking one apart when I was a kid, and it came with the model motoring set.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was a beige one. I think that was the original ones were beige, little brick thing.
Yeah, mine's beige.
Stopped working, and when things didn't work for me, I always had this.
All right. I knew I had
taking things apart and putting them back together again.
Oh.
So these came from the inside of a toy that I bought. It was in its box, original packaging from 1956 called Project Yankee Doodle. Maybe it was like 58. And inside the toy, when I got it, it still had these batteries from the 50s inside the toy.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
Things. They didn't even leak.
No, they didn't even leak. Look, they're still, look.
Yeah, look at that. Wow.
I wonder if there's a collector's market for those old batteries.
There actually is. I looked it up. I looked it up on eBay, and these are like $20, these batteries.
Wow. I like those.
Even if they don't work?
Yeah, even if they don't work, people collect these. This one's got a little rust on it here.
Just for the, you know, the logo, or
yes,
I guess people call it trade dress. Yeah, I always liked that. Was it Ever Ready that had the cat jumping through the 9 or something? I always liked that design. Wow. Now you may be wanting to save this for your channel, Meyer, but you said you were getting a big giant toy in the box this week. Has it come yet?
It's supposed to be here today. I haven't got a notification yet, but it's
okay.
possible to be downstairs. I'll check in a little while. But yeah, it's supposed to be here today. It's called the Flying Boxcar by Ideal. It's also from like late 50s, from 1958.
And
also packaging.
And so the person that delivers it's able to take it into the lobby where it's safe.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
That'd be
a lot.
cool if it was there now, but I want you to show it first on your channel, but I'm anxious to see that. I don't even know what that is that you're talking about, but I'm anxious to see it.
Oh, cool. Well, then I'll actually, I could go check right now. It's possible it could be there. It should be right around now. I mean, I could come back in just a moment.
Sure.
Hang on. I'll be right back. It'd be awesome if it was there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. Yeah.
I got a few.
What if it has batteries in it too? I'm sorry. What did you say, Hans?
Guys, I got a few Ideal toys too. I got the Sky Sweeper, and I got some military trucks that shoot like ping pong balls and stuff like that. The Sky Sweeper is cool because it has this it shoots rockets in the form of darts, and then it has a searchlight, and you can put different images into the searchlight and then reflect it onto a wall, and then you launch the darts at the image.
Wow.
That was one of my toys. I still have my fire engine from when I was a kid. It's kind of beat up, but. And then I got the Marxicopter. I got some Marx toys. You remember that? What did they have in the 70s? They came out with a different version of the Marxicopter. It was a different company.
Well, I had two helicopters. I know I had at least one. I think I got another one when that one broke, but they were Christmas presents, and this would have been in the early 70s, but it's
that was a
helicopter. It goes down, it goes in a circle, right?
Yeah, that was, I think the 70s one was called a Vertibird.
Maybe.
And then the Marx, the toy that Marx came out with in 1959, 1960 was the Marxicopter. That was a real heavy machine. I mean, balanced on this metal rod, and at the end of the metal rod was a battery pack that helped, balance the copter when it was flying around. So I would show all that stuff. I just don't have the room here right now.
Yeah, so, man, that sucks. You got to wait. Maybe it's not 2 years now. Maybe it's a year and a half now.
Yeah, a year from June, I think. A year from this coming June. Something like that.
If things get worse there,
oh, they will.
Would you be willing to take the hit and just get out now?
Well, we were talking about it, but I don't know, because if I keep that for another year and a half, the point is I'll save like 35, maybe 40,000. He told me today.
Oh, I thought it was a smaller amount.
Yeah, it was 30,000, and then now he says some tax laws change. You might be able to save as much as 35, even 40.
Jeez.
Maybe, but at least 30,000.
But if you were to take that giant hit, you could still afford to escape.
Yeah, I think we could. Her family has a place out in Wisconsin that we call a compound. It's got 5 bedrooms, and it's got like an underground kind of a storage area that I call like an underground bunker, but it's not really an underground bunker. It's just a storage space that expands out into the woods, and it's underneath all the dirt and the grass and stuff.
I'm just worried about you there. I mean, that's it. I mean, I don't know if it really is like I see it on the news.
Oh, it was rioting here for 2 weekends. They were rioted. And that the thing is, the major broadcast stations, NBC, CBS, ABC, they didn't hardly mention any of it. And as a matter of fact, her sister didn't even know what happened. Colette, my wife, she didn't even know, except that I told her, and then she didn't believe me. I had to go and show it on Fox News and some other black conservative news programs. I showed it, I said, look, this is a black conservative news program. Why you can see it right there.
They're using lawfare to sue anyone that tells anything close to the truth, completely doing away with freedom of the press.
Doesn't fit the narrative.
Tucker Carlson. So the Fox network is absolutely useless now. What I would do if I was Trump is get Tucker Carlson as my vice presidential running mate. And some people are thinking that maybe because I think Tucker Carlson has already established a residence in Florida, and maybe that would be amazing if he did that. Can you imagine? I just
that'd be kind of weird, but I mean, if it would work.
But could you, in theory, sell 2 or 3 books and make up that 40,000? I know you wouldn't want to do it. Yeah. I don't know what an Amazing Fantasy 15 is worth, but your life is worth more in your sanity getting out of that city.
Well, I'm gonna wait, and see what happens, what Johnson does, but he'll probably be worse than the previous mayor. But I don't know. But
yeah, I don't even know. But that last one was a trip. Let's see. Gotham City Comics is here. Let's see what's going on.
Let's see what Meyer Greenblatt has got there.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, he's open. You got it.
You know what? Hey man, I'm so happy that you mentioned that, Gratu, because it was downstairs and the box is freaking giant. See how big this box is, you guys?
Yeah, and that could
I
have.
had to take the elevator to come back up, and I'm opening it right now. We're gonna look at it.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Let me make you full size. And Gotham City Comics, are you at home?
No, we're at the store.
Or you're still at the store? Okay, Meyer. Okay, solo layout. Yeah, right now it's just Meyer only on the screen. He just unboxing. You know, someone could have come along. That would be kind of a hard thing to steal, but some kid could have come along and just thought it was a big thing to sit on, like a sofa, and then you'd have a crushed toy. I see you just put up the new independent comics.
Oh,
They're
look
coming
at
out
that.
tomorrow. Kevin, is there anything good in there?
We can work. This looks cool.
Oh, no one's seeing you yet. Hold on.
Flying
Gotham,
box
show us that in
car.
a minute. Look at your screen and look at what Meyer's showing. He got
Flying
a
box car.
flying box car and combat team. What year is this from?
1958.
Oh no, I got kicked out. No.
The reason these boxes survive is one, it's a only child, or two, it's a kid that's poor, and this is something really amazing that he got, and he just always cherished it. The librarian I used to work with, he had all these 50s toys when he grew up. He said, we grew up poor, and I kept all the boxes and I kept everything immaculate because these things were precious to me. And I wonder if he's still around, Mr. Parks. What a great guy. That's what we should send to the Ukraine when they ask for weapons. You imagine if we really flew that kind of plane with those colors into combat?
It'd be great with jeeps and cannons inside of it, and
wow,
little guys.
Those box cars used to be, weren't they employed in World War II? With
Yeah, they were.
yeah,
that looks like something Howard Hughes would have designed.
Yeah, it was called the C 184, I think is what this was. But,
Does
really
it make any noise, or is it
No.
anything?
Doesn't do anything. It just spins and opens up.
makes
and
a
it comes
train
with,
noise.
That noise is coming from Mesa, Arizona, at Kevin's shop. I think he probably has the door open.
Comes with
Look
a
at
little
that.
arm door, little cannon.
Yeah.
Is that included?
Yeah, all this stuff comes with the set. It comes with
Oh.
the 5 vehicles that fit inside, and it comes with a 20-man team that fits inside.
Wow. So Bronco
here,
is
toys.
congratulating you. He says it looks great.
It even has the original sprue trees that the little guys were attached to.
That is something else.
Saving this from 1958.
The other reason toys survive is like an aunt or a grandmother buys it for the kid to play with when they're. I think you told me this, Meyer.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
that
and
told me
keeps
the
this
story.
house.
And
I
then
think that's the case.
that was in your family that happened.
Yes.
Tell
My
us the
aunt
story.
used to do it.
I'll be right back.
My aunt had a bunch of toys that stayed there permanently. That's where I first played with the first Mark's Best of the Year. He had that
How was that?
Cherokee from like the early one from like 1962 that was in that old box.
Sweet baby.
My cousins, like a generation of kids, played with it at her house, but it always stayed there.
It's Gotham City Comics. He's the one outside, so that's the sound of the door of his store opening.
Ay caramba.
It's
You
still
know, my aunt did that too. My Aunt Kate, you know, she gave me a lot of the lunch boxes that I have. She gave them to me when I was a kid. She had them for her sons, and then they kept them. Didn't want them no more than I got them.
Did you guys ever get a lunchbox you liked so much that you never took it to school? The Planet of the Apes lunchbox, I just kept it and put it there on the shelf because I love the design on it, even though it was a TV show, not the real movies. But so my insanity started very early. So we're looking at a curb. Are you on a cigarette break? What are you doing outside there? Oh, let's see what you got there. Let me make you full screen.
It's my Amazing Fantasy 15 Stan Lee. He signed it.
At first, I thought that was Stan Lee standing next to you.
No, that's me.
I know, but I mean, I thought he was standing and that you're just incredibly tall next to him. But, if you crop the bottom part of the picture off, you could create that illusion. Okay, is that your Amazing Fantasy?
Yeah, that's my copy, and then he signed it. And then,
I forgot it was signed.
Yeah, he signed it.
It just has a part of the cover torn off, but it's been fixed where no one can even tell unless they're...
Yeah, that's the problem. I can't even tell, and I don't know exactly how they did it or where they did it, but I would have to send it in. This is something I would have to have graded because I couldn't sell it like this because I know that they did something on the cover. But
you mean you can't even see it yourself?
No, I can't, but I know they did.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, this was August 12th. And
don't you think that's worth more? I have no idea, but is that worth more than the money that you would lose if you do it now?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
But if it is, and you could get the heck out, and it's not just getting away from crime, you can display your collection because you're always venting frustration about that. You want to.
Well, yeah.
That could be. I wouldn't want to.
I got a Hulk #1 that's up on eBay, but I got a price attached to it, and that's not going to pay anything less. I'd rather keep it anyway. But if somebody did offer me what I have it up there for, I'd take it.
Yeah.
Here's a picture that you might relate to.
Yeah. Those were my Uncle Guy's biggest idols. My Uncle Guy loved Mae West and W.C. Fields. He worshipped them.
I thought that was W.C. Fields playing Joe Biden, sniffing the hair.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to send you yesterday. And I said, no, we're closed. I'm finished today.
Oh, looks like he just closed.
What in the world?
Either he's by a train station or he's playing a record of train sound effects.
Maybe he's playing trains by himself.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, we just saw it say permitted parking only. We're like,
no, for us, yeah. Okay.
What is the company that I always think of for things like that, Meyer, is Auburn, because my oldest brother Steve, he had boxes of Auburn tanks, half tracks, soldiers, and Jeeps, and the little cannons that went behind the
That was the Auburn Rubber Company.
Plastic, the old rubber that this stuff is made of. The stuff from the 40s and 50s is the best. I love how it feels.
Yeah, his stuff would have all been from the 60s 5 and dime stores. He had a lot. That's what he collected.
Oh shit.
He didn't like the GI Joes. My middle brother liked GI Joe, but he thought they were dolls. Mm-hmm. But he would put all the soldiers out, and he'd play this with me, when he was in college and I was in 5th grade, or 4th grade, 3rd, whatever. And he'd have these guns that shot rubber bands, and that would be the way you would knock out soldiers and kill the soldiers. And I love this chaos. It's hilarious. I can't hear you, Meyer, though. What were you saying?
I was saying we used to do the same thing, but we used the Star Trek gun.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Kevin, is that you doing the train noises?
This is a train station too. You didn't know that?
Are you near a
know it
train
now.
station?
It's Grand Central Station.
Is that a new Archie comic?
Yeah, pretty cool cover, huh?
It would be a cool cover, but it's an Archie comic, and I question the sanity of who's running the Archie company right now and who they're selling these books to. Oh, it's
This
a
is their
horror,
horror line.
right? But Archie has always been aimed at girls. And Meyer was showing us how they're trying to market, or maybe it was you. Someone was trying to show us how that it was Meyer. They were showing us how they're marketing the Archie stories like manga, because that manga is loved by teenage girls.
Yeah.
But
those
I
are
don't know
edgy
what
authors.
there's so
Which
few
now
people that
edgy
remember
authors
that
love.
Wilkin boy.
That Wilkin boy.
Do you know that comic? It was
Kind of like a Dennis the Menace.
It's a great cover.
no, you got some that Wilkin boy books, Hans.
Yeah, but I think it's like they got the idea from Dennis the Menace, didn't he?
But he's a teenager, isn't?
But that's different. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's kind of like a grown up Dennis the Menace. I don't.
oh, it could be.
What's that, Kevin?
I just picked this up.
Let me make you bigger. Oh, it's Darkwing Duck.
It's got some paperwork with it. Let's check it out.
Did you get replacements of the books that were damaged last week?
Yeah, they came in beautiful condition this time.
Do they make you send the other ones back, or do you just keep them?
They're here for now until they send me a postage for them back.
Okay. Thank you for the Christmas present, by the way. That was completely unexpected.
Yeah, I saw the postman on their video delivering it to you, and then it cut off right there.
Cut off. Yeah, that
I
was.
was hoping you were going to open it right on the video.
Yeah, but my
Like in
phone
real
is
time.
like almost has no memory left. But my wife says she'll start lending me her phone. I got to get a new phone. Or the problem is, if I can get all these photos off my phone onto my laptop, but I can't unzip them because I swear computers used to unzip things for free, but now you got to buy an unzipper or something. It's like these Bill Gates types criminals.
Do you know who this is?
No, who is it?
It's Ron Campbell. That's what it says.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I
he's
don't
the
know
guy
who that is.
He's the storyboard artist that started the Beatles' Yellow Submarine.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
And then he was Australian. He started that, the Beatles, and then he came to America and started working for Hanna-Barbera. And then later working for Warner Brothers too.
Yeah, I never even thought to know who did the Yellow Submarine. That's interesting. Well, that's cool.
So this is interesting too, because look at who he's signed to.
Who's
Happy
Grady?
birthday, Grady.
Who's Grady again?
So that is Don Grady.
Okay. Oh, it's all authenticated on there. Oh, yeah. Oh,
What?
one of my three sons.
That's the oldest, or the second oldest. He's the oldest in the later episodes. Robbie, right? Is it Robbie is Don Grady? He died young.
I just don't remember.
Yeah, played son Robbie Douglas. Man, I loved My Three Sons.
Well, I did
That's
too,
really
but I don't
cool.
have clear memories though of everybody on that.
I liked that show. I really liked that opening. It had that animated opening with the close-up of the shoes, which was
and the music was just great.
Very interesting. It was great. Caught my attention.
So Ron Campbell, I guess he just died recently.
Okay, so this probably came from an estate sale, possibly
It was auctioned a while back.
auctioned. Okay,
Let me look at the back.
well, that's pretty cool.
Okay, it was auctioned. They wanted $850 for this.
They crossed out 850 and then wrote 850 under it.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
Well, they also wrote no discount, but they gave a 75% discount on it.
Oh, that's a
So
pretty big discount.
She paid $212 for it.
All right. Well,
And now we own it, so
that's pretty cool.
pretty cool.
I mean, I don't know much about Darkwing. Never watched Darkwing Duck.
Me either, but this guy's done storyboards for like almost all like the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
And it's a nice drawing. It's cool. As I recall, Darkwing Duck's supposed to be like a Batman shadow kind of.
Yeah, I always thought Batman, but it's more like the Shadow, right?
Yeah, I think.
I guess I don't think I've ever watched it, honestly.
But
yeah,
I mean,
he's
Batman
more like
was Shadow.
Because I think I was in my 30s when it came on, and I just, for some reason, didn't watch it. Bronco's asking if the other character is named Bonkers.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's bonkers.
That is bonkers.
Was that he was a cop? He was a dog police officer? Is that who that guy is? Am I right? I don't know.
He's got a police hat.
I think I watched Darkwing Duck because it was on Fox in the rotation at the same time as Batman the Animated Series, wasn't it?
That's where I saw the commercials for it. I watched and recorded on VHS every episode of the animated series of that was amazing. And it's still a high water mark of TV animation and the best Batman adaptation ever, I think. So they reprinted that.
I love this. Love that story.
Yeah. I wonder how accurately they're going to depict it in the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I mean, I still think I still have high hopes for the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I mean, I don't think that Disney could completely destroy James Gunn's movie, but then I had high hopes for Sam Raimi doing a Doctor Strange movie, and they sure messed that up. Yeah, those are cool covers. They came up with a trick to get people to buy crummy comics, just have these amazing covers. Because if you get all the heroes together on one wall and all these villains together on one wall, it really does look amazing. But that's not in the cards for me. Wow. Now I think the Guardians of the Galaxy Hollywood premiere is either tonight or tomorrow. I saw something about that. What do you have there? Oh, the previews.
When does the movie start, Guardians?
Let's see. Is May 5th next Friday?
Yeah.
May 6th is a Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday.
Okay, I think it's opening on the 5th. And that's
I remember they used to always do that, put out a comic book movie right before Free Comic Book Day.
Yeah, they did it again.
Sorry, you guys.
That's cool. I'm glad they're back to that.
Like a foghorn, man.
That's Myers texting.
I don't understand why it's going off. I have it on mute, but it's still doing that. I don't. What the hell?
It's
have it right next to the mic.
The people listening with headphones.
Foghorns and train horns and.
I'm glad that he's got the Coors Light hat on. You know, we used to live right by a foghorn when I was a little kid, and I used to call it the froghorn. Remember how you used to say stuff like paschetti instead of spaghetti? So until I was 6, I thought it was a froghorn. I thought it really did have something to do with a frog, and it would go off like 3 times a night.
Good.
That's what my daughter used to call trucks. She used to refer to them as frucks. Look at the fruck. The big fruck. Yeah, she would call the library the library. The library, the library.
A lot of people do that.
The
a lot of adults do that.
undertow, right? Like like when you're a little kid, you're at the beach, your mom would say, "Look out for the undertow. Don't get sucked away by the ocean." But I thought it was undertowed, and I thought it was related to the froghorn. So,
Look at these. These were.
these look great, Kevin. They look cool. I wonder what the stories inside are going to be like. Hopefully good.
Who is the interior artist on these King Kong books?
Oh, Jay Lee. Nice name, Jackson, guys. Tommaso Bianchi.
I don't know who Tommaso Bianchi is. Lead Paint says the Flash trailer looks good.
Oh.
Look at this new door poster.
Nice.
I'd rather have Frankenstein.
Me too. I do too.
Yeah, I like that Jack Davis Frankenstein.
You were talking about it. Batteries. They have a ready battery. Here's one.
Hold on, let me give you the. I'm gonna put you on there.
19.
Yeah.
Look at this.
1945. It didn't have that cat.
Yeah.
That.
What is it? What are they? Is these guys? He's got a bazooka.
Yeah, everybody is from.
How are batteries involved with a bazooka?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Meyer, what powers a bazooka?
Not a battery.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I guess gunpowder.
Yeah, it's got it has a like a gas power. It's got a trigger based thing, just like I don't know. I mean, we didn't have bazookas. We had a thing called a law rocket, our version of a bazooka.
Oh, okay. So
it had like
bazookas don't exist anymore.
wire and a fuse and a computer inside of it.
Oh,
Got a
okay.
nice dad on the back here too for.
They didn't take any batteries.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not a computer, but some sort of little thing. And lead paint could tell us about it. Something that worked in there.
Was Baby Ruth? Was that supposed to be Babe Ruth, but they didn't want to be sued, so they made it Baby Ruth?
That's probably where they got that from. Unless the candy's been around before Babe Ruth, I don't know.
Unless
he got his name from the candy bar, I don't think so.
It's not. It's actually, it was named after. It was Baby Ruth. It was a girl. I think it was the daughter of who was that? It was either the daughter of the candy company or it was a prominent politician. It's like that's a Googleable fact who Baby Ruth was.
Okay.
As a kid, I always thought it had something to do with Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I don't think it does. I think it's a person.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
It was named after
the president's daughter, according to Fireball.
FDR's daughter, or it was a Roosevelt's daughter. Maybe Teddy Roosevelt.
Instrument flight plan. Okay, go ahead.
What did Lead Paint say about the recoilless rifle?
2633 Golf.
Oops. Anyway, none of that stuff was batteries.
Estimated true airspeed 190 knots.
Oh, I know that sound effects record he's playing.
25 to San Francisco.
Oh, we're just heading into SFO.
He's got a turntable in his shop. He's playing sound effects records.
1200 Pacific or 2000 Zebra. Estimating 2 hours and 15 minutes en route. We're using Sacramento as our alternate.
Lead Paint says
48 minutes of
Engineers
fuel.
still had recoilless rifles, basically large pistols in the 90s, 90 millimeter. Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth. Okay.
Cleveland's daughter. Excellent.
There's
All
governor
right.
in Texas about 100 years ago, maybe a little more than 100 years ago, whose name was Hogg, H-O-G-G, which I think is what Boss Hogg is kind of from. But anyway, he had a daughter named Ima, and I heard that he had another daughter named Yura, but I don't think that's true. Anyway, he named his daughter Ima Hogg, and she was beautiful and she was well loved. But it's kind of like a real jerky thing. It's kind of like a boy named Sue. Just no one's gonna, she's rich. Her dad's an important person. She's beautiful, so she was able to get away with it. But who does that to their daughter? I guess it makes her want to get married soon, though. It's like, I want to get married and take on a new last name.
Operations are complete. The airplane has been given a thorough pre-flight inspection. We're ready to taxi out. Santa Monica Ground Control, this is Cessna.
So what are they reprinting now? Conga and Gorgo? Let me give you full screen there.
Cessna 33 Golf.
Cave Girl.
Nice. Aviation instrument flight plan to San Francisco. Over.
See, I'd rather get PS art books than Guadalajara. Does Guadalajara reprint ads in these books?
Roger, 33 Golf.
Sometimes they
look
do.
at all this stuff.
Control for taxiing instructions. The pilot should specify that he has filed an instrument flight plan and indicate his destination. After giving the pilot the proper taxi instructions, the ground controller will call the center to obtain the pilot's ATC clearance. An ATC clearance is an authorization by air traffic control for an aircraft to proceed under specified traffic conditions within a control zone or control area.
It's really interesting that the best stuff that they're putting out is 60 and 70 years old.
Separation for the purpose of
Michael
preventing.
says, I'm hoping you show some Planet of the Apes stuff tomorrow. I'd love to see that lunchbox to go with the thumbnail I made. Oh, yeah, I could pull out my box of magazines and stuff.
3-3 Golf, ready to copy.
ATC clears 3-3 Golf to the EO intersection via
Well, looks like a lot of cool stuff's coming out. The stuff in this previews is coming out what month?
6,000. Hold west 1 minute.
This is
242 degree radio of the Los Angeles.
maybe July.
Oh,
That's 10 minutes after takeoff. Go ahead.
a lot of stuff's coming out, but it's like too
Clears 3-3 Golf.
much. No one could afford to buy it all.
5 Cross Flounder 5,000 or below.
It's like they're
Heel 6,000.
it's like too much of a good thing. It's like, I mean, I'm glad it's being done so this stuff can
Omni range.
be read and everything.
Clearance 10 minutes after takeoff. Over.
3-3
Let's see the jacket of the record you're listening to.
Do you have frequency 121.1 for departure?
121.1. Affirmative.
Roger.
Santa Monica Tower.
You
Cessna
might
3.
want to turn it down just a little bit so we can talk.
Yeah, that's kind of loud.
Yeah, you may not realize how loud that's coming across.
3-3 Golf.
It's like we're in a aircraft carrier or something.
008. The center has informed the tower that traffic conditions will not permit our takeoff until 2009.
It kind of goes with your new toy, Meyer.
Contact radar departure 121.1 prior to the shoreline. Cleared for takeoff.
Here's
Kevin, are you here?
121.1 prior to the shoreline.
I've got a record like this, but it's the sound of spacemen landing on Mars, all done in the same dramatic read and the sound effects. It was another record passed down to me from either my dad or my older brother, probably my dad.
Los Angeles
Adventures
departure
in Sound and Space.
2633 Golf, departing Santa Monica 10, heading 2103.
Terrible Trio live podcast. Good to see you guys. Batman animated series references Missing Mars. How's it a trio? Well, I guess you don't.
Hans, your pulps
on,
are
let
in
me give you full screen.
Man, that other pulp you showed was beautiful as well. Really high grade. Wow.
There's omni-ranges in getting to eel.
Yeah, that looks brand new.
Yeah, none of mine look none of mine look like that, man.
I picked it up at the Pulp and Paper convention in Lombard over the weekend.
Yeah, yeah, that's a disgusting back cover, but a beautiful front cover.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Who wants to see that, man?
What, the toe?
That gives you an idea of who the audience was. That gives you an idea of who was buying this thing.
Yeah,
feet problems.
You know, these pulps were filled with ads for false teeth. Almost
false
every
teeth,
one of them had a
piles, ruptures,
ruptures, right? Yeah.
girdles for men,
false
wigs.
teeth, nervous wreck, false teeth. Your teeth. Don't be a nervous wreck. Your teeth will fall out.
Did they have Tijuana Bible ads in those, or maybe I'm thinking of the men's magazines of the 50s?
Yeah, probably.
They had comics, the kind men like.
Yeah, this is covered by Matt Fox. I don't know who that is, but
present heading 200 degrees.
Maintain 200 till you intercept Victor 25.
Roger. Maintain 200 degrees.
Infectious dandruff.
Yeah, they had a lot of those ads too, because you're always itching your hair, you know. And then
wait, does that mean that you can catch dandruff from someone else?
I don't know.
No, it means that he has it so bad that it's infected.
Oh, okay.
When an aircraft departs an airport on an IFR flight,
excuse me.
Twilight of the Gods.
Wow.
For example,
Look
in
at that Virgil Finley
density area,
Yeah, stories in here by Theodore Sturgeon.
provide us with traffic separation. After we leave the high
I've
density
always been scared of pulps because there's such a responsibility.
route portion of our flight.
Well, I got this for a pretty good price. They were asking $30. I got it for $20. So you can't buy these books on eBay for that. I mean, I seen a guy. He had a book that I picked up. I forgot what it was. This one. I seen this on eBay for like somebody was trying to get $150 for this. I paid $8.
Wow.
At the convention, $8 for this.
Also specified we hope in a non-standard.
Wow. Yeah, 150 is way too much.
Well, I know, but the guy is probably gouging, you know. And then this one,
If for some
I was
reason
hesitant to buy this because the cover is so bad, got some damage on it. But I love spider covers, so
yeah,
through of any clearance level
I picked it up, and it was $8.
to which you have been cleared, you have not received holding instructions. You must hold standard 2-minute right pattern.
Lead Paint says back in the 70s, my town would have paper drives. Me and my friends would go down to the rail yard and go through the cars looking for comic books. There were literally tons of pulps that we ignored.
Wow. Oh my God.
The only paper drive I remember, a friend had a wagon, and it was the mid 70s. And I remember seeing a Famous Monsters with a bunch of heads of the Wolfman, or maybe a werewolf. They were different colors. They were kind of going for an Andy Warhol kind of repetition thing, and it had Barbarella's name on the cover, that issue. And we didn't take it from him because we weren't supposed to, but I remember seeing that. The only real precious thing I ever saw on a paper drive. I don't think people do paper drives anymore.
Control, this is Cessna 33 Golf. Flounder 22. That's 5,000, over.
Look how thick this thing is here.
Stand by.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
Very thick, man. I mean, I never even knew that they had them this thick before.
Efficiency 124.0 for the center.
Well, it's
3 golf,
what
124.0.
paperbacks grew from.
This was $15.
Oh,
Roger, golf is changing the center at this time.
Anyway, I just thought I'd show.
yeah, that's great stuff. I'm
Yeah.
3 golf.
trying to see.
Illustrations are really nice too. I mean, there's some
Hold on,
fantastic
give you
illustrations.
full screen. Oh yeah, of course. That's great.
3 golf is clear to the Oxnard Army Lane. Pin 6,000. Report heel, northwest bound. Roger.
The usual ads, you know.
Yeah.
The Playboy's Handbook.
Huh. Facts about epilepsy.
I just love looking at these ads. I don't know. But anyway, it's man, what did I pay for? $15. That's pretty reasonable. I mean,
Yeah, for those grades for sure. That's a great that one that $20 for that high grade book that you showed the first one, and that's a great deal.
yeah,
You might never when I find stuff like that for a price like that that's within my range, I can't pass it up because I know that I might never see it ever again in a grade that nice. That was a great G.I. Joe case, Foot
Yeah,
Locker.
it's like I don't know where to look. Everyone's showing such cool stuff, and it's like
great pickups, Hans, for sure. And
well, you know,
none of them like that.
I'm just, lucky that I'm here right now, but lucky and unlucky that I live where I live, but lucky in the way that I can go to all these different conventions and pick up stuff, but unlucky because half the population of the city are all criminals. You got 3 million people here and half of them are criminals.
yeah.
That looks is that one of those? Was that one of those reprints from Gladstone or?
It's the Dark Horse hardcover.
Oh, okay.
Oh, neat. They have ads in those, don't they?
29 through 34.
Did they reprint all the original ads in there? I believe.
Check and see.
I'm almost certain they do, which makes them like the definitive way to get these reprints. I mean, the Russ Cochran ones are shot right from the original art, the ones in the big slip cases.
Yeah, Lev Paint's saying that recycling programs have replaced paper drives, which is true.
Lead Paint saying Chicago's still a great town, and that's true. It's just we need it, if it has the right leadership, it could turn it around. But
I was like a lot of people were in a state of shock when Vallis lost the election to Brandon. I mean, it's. But anyway, trying to stay positive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, every day is some weird new thing, like Tucker Carlson being fired, and but maybe things will go so far that people will finally.
I think that came on the heels of that lawsuit that they lost, $780 million lawsuit that they settled on.
Yeah, and they're about to be sued by other people too, and other Well, that's what they do. They try to run all the dissenting voices out of business by filing suits against them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they told Alex Jones to pay billions of something insane, 400 million, or was it $1 billion? I don't know.
No, I don't know. Money he doesn't ever even come close to having.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. They just want to shut up everybody so they can continue to be the only one disseminating their narrative.
Well, that's what you call fascism.
Exactly. And then whenever they're calling other people fascists, whatever they do, you know, as far as dealing with Russia, then they accuse the other person of it.
Yeah.
Then before they can be accused of it.
Yeah. kind of ironic, anti-fascism. They're
And
actually
they're
fascist.
acting like complete fascists. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, they got the house ads in there. That's cool. I wonder if they have the back cover ads and any ads for other products. Yeah, that's nice stuff. I wish that would have come out back years ago. That's really a cool way to obtain all these books. Yeah.
Regulations require that position reports be made over all compulsory reporting.
Kevin, have you ever heard an old time radio show called The Witch's Tale?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, if you listen to that, you'll see exactly where they got the old witch.
And also the altitude.
Which is all these comics come from the old radio shows, Inner Sanctum, Suspense, The Witch's Tale, the stuff that Feldstein and Gaines grew up on. And wow. They made those great Christmas ornaments of the EC Horror Host that you were showing me.
Yeah, I want to get those.
And all these people were complaining about the Crypt Keeper. So this isn't the real Crypt Keeper. They want him to look like the corpse in the HBO show because that's all they know. They don't know. And people were explaining, well, that's not what he originally looked like in the comics. It's just like, the same people that think Raul Julia is the definitive and first Gomez, They just haven't been around long enough to really know what's going on. Is that little dot? Is that my pile of dollar comics there?
Yeah.
How many is in that pile? Is it about 10 books?
$8.
8. So that's $8, and then what would the postage be?
Where's Jerry?
I put one in his box.
Huh?
I was talking to customer.
Oh, I thought you were closed.
What time is it? No, I close in like 25 minutes.
Oh, I thought I heard you say to someone that you were closed. Oh, look at this. Is that Action Jackson?
AJ?
Yeah, that's Action Jackson. I like that box with that little proud kid there.
Yeah, that's cool. A metal tool set that works as a really cool toy box.
Yeah, the box is cool. He's just built a birdhouse. That's what. Yeah, I don't have my Aquaman anymore. Yeah, my Aquaman was missing a hand, just like that, just like they later did in the comic book.
He got bit off by a shark. Huh?
Yeah, I would play with it in the bathtub. So, and I had that Action Jackson, or is that the astronaut for Planet of the Apes? Yeah, that's the astronaut.
Oh. God,
it's like got a windbreaker on, which is trips in outer space.
God, man.
There we go.
Crap.
He's been in some real combat. Or some female fans have been clawing at him.
That's Planet of the Apes.
A lot of cool stuff in there.
It's a Big Jim.
Oh, is it? I don't know much about Big Jim. That never really appealed to me because
It's in his box.
Oh, that's in your box too.
The box isn't over there.
What is that tree from?
That's Big Jim as well. That's from the camping set. It paired up with another tree, and then Big Jim had an axe in his hand, and you push the button on his back, and you go like that, and you hit that axe and split it. That's what that's from the Big Jim camping set or the RV.
What do you have there, Hans?
There you go.
That's
That's
it's a Ghostbusters vehicle.
Oh yeah, my nephew got a Lego Ghostbusters vehicle that was really amazing, but his mom was thinking, I don't know if you should play with this because it looks too cool. It had all these delicate little pieces, and he was like 3, and she knew it was going to be immediately destroyed.
Here's what Big Jim looked like. Here's a Big Jim.
Okay. Now that Monster Bash convention coming up looks amazing. It's in is it in Pittsburgh? How far is Pittsburgh from Chicago? No idea.
I don't know.
I don't think that's a city that's any better crime-wise than Chicago, though.
Doubt it.
I like this tracksuit. He looks like Paulie Walnuts from The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Got the sideburns too. See, he does kind of look like Paulie. Look at young Paulie.
But he was more marketed as a guy that goes camping or plays football. And to me, I wanted a more fantastic element to the toys. So I wasn't as excited about him.
Man, this thing is heavy. Wow, this thing is there. I never opened this before.
Rogers, Cessna 3-3 Golf is encountering some light.
Did it have the tray with it, Kevin? Does it have the tray on top? Yeah, there it is. Cool. It's got one of the booklets.
Is that a new acquisition?
Sought after. This was such a great concept. These toys all came with comic books.
Yeah, I had quite a few of those G.I. Joes, and they're all gone.
Mine.
Did you blow them all up?
No, I think they were stolen from me. I would still have them, but I think they were stolen. We used to play with those all the time.
Remember those?
So you had some friends that weren't ethical.
Well, and from the neighborhood, I do have the reissues from 2000.
Yeah.
J.C. Penney was
leaving 10 for 8,000 over.
Yeah, when you've got a lot of stuff, people I guess think they could steal something, you'll never notice it. And then you can't find something, and then you're panicking, and you're thinking, what happened to
These pieces that you're showing, Kevin, these last 3 pieces all came from a demolition spy night operations activity like set. It came with all black clothes, a black knit cap, a black inflatable raft, an oar, and those 3 different demolition pieces. Maybe a pistol as well. I forget.
Hey, Micah.
Hey, Micah
Morris is asking if this is a gun channel.
How much would something like that cost? That G.I. Joe set. What would something like that sell for?
Are you talking to me? I have no idea what this is.
You don't know?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't really. There's the raft I was just telling you about. There's the
I
raft.
found that.
Those
Is that
pieces.
in the Foot Locker? Is that in the Foot Locker?
Yeah.
It's in the original Foot Locker too. Some of that
looking it up on eBay.
detonator alone might sell on eBay for $10 or $15. I don't even know, but I'm guessing that's probably the truth. I don't know.
Just the raft.
Is that what you're saying? Just the raft would sell for that?
No, just the detonator. Just that
Oh.
cool ray detonator that I showed you.
Yeah,
There's
the
certain pieces
detonator's
that are
cool.
particularly sought after, and that's a really signature piece right there.
Yeah. Is the detonator a 1970s piece or
Yeah.
a 60s piece?
Yeah, it's stuff from the, but they might have used it in the 60s as well. You know, they kept making that stuff. Hasbro did. Yeah, there you go. LP will give you $5 for all that crap.
That thing will probably sell for
No,
about
I'm just
$800.
estimating, guessing, but I would say that it's.
So Micah,
I'm
having a
guessing
good time tonight?
$800.
Yeah, it's my wife's birthday, and now she's gone out to get ice cream, so I knew I had a chance to come on real quick.
Sure.
So,
Good to see you, Micah.
hey, Meyer.
Well, happy birthday to her.
Outstanding airplane you showed earlier.
Yeah.
As soon as you showed it, I thought of my dad's always talking about a C-130 that he had to be on a lot.
Yeah. That's what I used to jump out of mostly.
Oh, really?
Most of our jumps were out of C-130s.
Yeah.
Man, you don't know where to look. Everyone's showing stuff at the same time. Hopefully everyone has a big screen TV.
Oh, there it goes. I didn't know how to get it out of there. Finally, it comes out.
And I know the captain has been to that pulp thing.
Yeah.
And Leo's channel, Leo was showing some dynamite. Just the comics alone were dynamite.
Yeah, he bought quite a number of really cool comics, for a very low price, but they were, low grade. But
right,
EC Comics, I mean, you can't get an EC comic for $20. It was complete. It had, some water damage and other things going on in the cover a little bit, but $20 on an EC comic book.
Yeah,
I would have picked it up if I had seen it, but I
can't pass that type of stuff though.
John was asking in the chat if I finished Licorice Pizza, and no, I didn't. And I need to do that because I was really enjoying it. The problem is whenever we wind down at night to watch movies, I'm usually too tired. I'm nodding off. That's why we stopped, because I didn't want to miss any of the movie. And so we've got to finish it. It's that movie's something else.
You have any figures or any vehicles, Kevin, that came with this, or just the Foot Locker with the accessories?
I had a little figure or not a figure, a vehicle. Had like 6 wheels. It was yellow.
Yeah, I know that one. But no 12-inch G.I. Joe.
I thought I had some. I just need to find them.
Little removal of boots thing. I have that.
That's cool. Yeah, I love that classic yellow vehicle. The 6-wheeled all-terrain vehicle is awesome. It reminds me of Banana Splits. It's the same vehicle like the Banana Splits had.
I like that set because it came with the mummy.
Oh man, I love that mummy. I wish I still had that mummy. I lost
still have
that.
mine.
That blue case that it comes in. It skips open.
Yeah, I have that blue case, that sarcophagus, and now I'm thinking, where is that?
That blue case, it's weird to open that thing. I couldn't figure out how to open it at first.
Yeah, it's like a trick. It's like a secret opening.
I don't know if I've ever opened it now that you mention it. Maybe I have the mummy inside of it.
Yeah, there's a mummy.
Have you guys ever seen me show that on my channel? Maybe you guys could tell me where it is.
What's that?
I said maybe one of you guys have seen me show that sarcophagus. You can tell me where it is in the house, because I don't know.
It's on your bookshelf on the third shelf.
There you go.
He's probably serious. I don't know where the hell it is. I used to have it with my mummy model kit. Is it over there? No.
No, it's
everything
over
was
there.
back in Texas, and I still am in like this alien world.
Do you have any Junkyard Joe 1 and 2s?
Just sold the last one.
Oh, number 3.
Just what's over there, yeah.
Is this something, Kevin, that you're selling?
Am I selling this? I'll maybe can part it out. I don't know.
I was only curious about what something like that sells for.
I don't know. Some of those parts might be, $20, $30.
Yeah.
That tool set box is pretty cool. That's what I think. That's cool as hell.
I need to get inside this box.
I'm always looking for stuff like that because I have so many different toys, small toys and stuff, and I don't want them to be just in cardboard boxes. So I'm always looking for, action figure collector cases or box. I love to find stuff like that. The tins, things that look really cool, especially old stuff. Some way to store my figures, to make it more presentable. It's only me looking at it, so who really cares? But anyway, you get it. We all do that, right?
What was the customer asking for that you said you just sold out of?
Junkyard Joe.
Oh,
that's a popular book, huh?
Hey, what about Spider-Man 26? When is that coming out? I heard a lot of people are going crazy about that book because something major is supposed to happen. Like maybe they're going to kill off Mary Jane.
24 comes out today, so maybe 2 months.
2 months, yeah. Everybody's getting FOMO because they think that maybe there's all sorts of speculation. They're going to kill Spider-Man, they're going to kill Mary Jane, or they're going to make Mary Jane and Spider-Gwen lesbians, or they're all of a sudden Peter Parker is going to be bisexual. There's all sorts of stuff going on. Something really big and major is supposed to
it'll be just
happen
like
in that issue. I know it's ridiculous in a way. I mean, that's what it boils down to now.
When you said 26, I was thinking, wasn't that a ridiculous?
They can't. Man, that's pretty loud. You can't even tell a story, so they got to come up with something like that,
Yeah, that's. I haven't heard about all that. Oh, why am I giving full? Oh, sorry, guys. Let me give him full screen.
There you go. Evil stunt cycle launcher.
That's Evil Knievel?
Yeah.
I think I gotta turn my volume on.
Kevin, there's a trick to make all that stuff look brand new, and you can put armor all on it and polish it up. It'll look like it was just came out of the box on Christmas.
Hey, I use that. I use some of that on my toys, plastic.
Well, yeah, it'll polish up the plastic. I don't know if it'll help the decals.
I use turtle wax as well.
Turtle wax
on the metal. I use turtle wax on metal.
Push the button.
Oh, okay. That's a good idea. Are those legs for the Planet of the Apes treehouse? I can't tell. Kevin, to your left, those brown sticks. Can I see those again?
This is like archaeologists on ancient aliens in 200, 300 years. This is what that'll be happening.
Yeah, really.
Fragmented plastic, and there'll be professors from Oxford that will have knowledge on Big Jim and G.I. Joe.
Anybody want to see a bread box?
Sure. Yeah, hold on. Let me give you full screen there.
Yeah, I don't want to let
hold on, Kevin. We're gonna look at Captain Strangelife's stuff.
This is what I use turtle wax on. After my wife's mother passed away, this was going into they had a bin where they were throwing all sorts of stuff into the garbage. I couldn't believe it. And this belonged to her mother. So this was Colette's grandmother.
Yeah.
And it looked really bad, really dull. I used turtle wax on it. And what this is it's a bread box.
Right.
Wow.
That's a really nice one, man. That's really cool.
And nobody wanted it. They put it in this big plastic. They had a couple of plastic garbage bins in the apartment when she passed away, and they were going through all the stuff, and there was all the stuff that was in there, and we couldn't believe that nobody wanted it and that it was going to go in a garbage bin. It's unbelievable. I mean, how could they throw something like this away? This was in the family for a long time. It's like they just didn't. It wasn't something that they thought they could use or want. I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't look like a new IKEA thing. Some people don't like old looking stuff.
But that's, you can use it on toys too, metal toys, a turtle.
Yeah, that's what John Goris just said. And make a nice doll/figure case.
I wish that I had taken a picture of this before, because you should have seen this thing. I mean, it was horrible looking. Maybe that's why they didn't want it.
I don't even know if people make bread boxes anymore.
No, I don't think so either.
Lead paint says or a bread.
About 10 years ago.
What was that?
I do. I have one that I bought about 10 years ago. I wanted a bread box again, so I got one of the ones that has the roll up feature. Yeah. And they
like
still
a
make
roll top desk. You mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, those are nice.
I sought it out and it exists, and I bought it.
Well, if I move and we have maybe a spare kitchen, I'm just going to decorate the whole kitchen in the 50s. 50s style with the metal cabinets and everything. I already have, tables at my other place. I think Rock has some of those tables from the 50s.
I love that Fiesta ware also. It's such a cool look.
Yeah. I mean, that makes me feel good. You got to do things that make you feel good. That's why I drink out of glasses like this, because the colors remind me of they're happy colors, and stuff.
Yeah.
They sound crazy, but Frank Sinatra, he had orange furniture, and one time he was asked, why do you have this orange furniture? And he says, well, I'm going to tell you, because it's a happy color. It makes me happy, and it's a happy color. And that was his answer. Simple.
You guys ever heard of? Have you guys ever heard of Sunset Magazine?
I think I have. Yeah.
I think
so. I don't know if Sunset was all over the United States or if it was just a regional California thing, but my mom always had a subscription to this magazine called Sunset, and it was like California living. It was like interior design and recipes and culture and lifestyle. And it was a really cool magazine. I'm sure they're still out there. And I mean, the issues from the 50s and the 60s would probably blow our minds as far as like what you're talking about. Sinatra's orange furniture.
Yeah.
There was stuff like that in there. Sunken living rooms with that, the Frank Lloyd Wright type style, and really cool shit. Really, really neat stuff. Western living. Arizona, California, Nevada. That was kind
of. Ever hear
of
that magazine? I don't even know if it still exists, called Reminiscent.
I was getting ready to ask about that. I used to read that.
Yeah, I have a bunch of those.
Yeah, I think they had it at Barnes and Noble or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a great magazine, very nostalgic. And
yeah, that's a great thing, John. You know who was into collecting old toys and model trains was Steve McQueen, and he got into it because he did that movie, The Hunter. But I think he was already into it before. That bounty hunter that Steve McQueen plays in that movie, The Hunter, that true story. That guy actually was a toy collector like us, and McQueen was too. But these are older guys. These are guys that when McQueen was probably born in the 20s or early 30s or something. So he was collecting wrought iron toys, the toys from his childhood, stuff like, metal stuff and trains and stuff like that. But
yeah,
it's interesting.
It's a shame, he ended, his life ended so early because of cancer. Yeah. I remember he was taking some kind of Laetrile treatments in Mexico because it wasn't illegal. I think it was still illegal here at the time. which was kind of stupid because Laetrile is found in brewer's yeast. So I don't know.
Yeah, but if it's something that's easily manufactured, they don't want you to use it because they want you to pay the pharmaceutical companies.
Yes, exactly.
You know, there's probably cures to everything that could be just found in nature, but they don't want you to know about
There's
it.
probably a cure for the common cold that was already discovered in the 1950s, and they just lock it up and keep it secret. I
Yeah,
think
a few
there
years
actually
ago,
is a cure for the common cold.
they were shutting down doctors and banning them from YouTube and everything for, well, stuff that we can't talk about. For hey, I think I know how to fix this, but nope.
Yeah.
We get our money from the pharmaceutical companies.
Kind of sad, really sad. Man.
Which, yeah, it's like, so we got. I mean, there's hope even on the Democrat side with Robert Kennedy Jr. running, but the Democrats won't let him even come close because they're not allowing them to have any debates with any other. They only want this one cadaver in chief. But Robert Kennedy Jr. is wise to a lot of stuff.
I was saying the other day, and I forgot. I think it must have been I don't know, a few days ago that Biden was going to announce his run for the presidency on the 25th because that's what they were saying. He's superstitious. That's what he did in 2019. He decided to announce on April 25th, and they thought, I heard on the news that he was going to announce his running for presidency on the 25th, and that's what he did. He announced it today.
Did he announce it today?
Yeah, running for re-election.
Yeah, it's so exciting. It's going to be so great. Well,
I don't know. I don't see how. I don't know. It was pretty bad here when Brandon won against Vallis. So I that was a shocker. So I guess I shouldn't discount that he might actually win re-election. I don't.
Well, he wouldn't win, but he might. You can't talk about it,
Clint for mayor. Who's that? Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, that was back when Clint Eastwood used to be the mayor of Carmel. That was when he was running for mayor of Carmel.
Man,
is that a real one? Is that real?
Yeah, that's real. That's when he was.
Wow,
he was the mayor of the Carmel.
That's great. I thought it might have been a reproduction or something.
That would be a great thing to own.
No, it's an old one.
Got to get that autograph.
July of 1986. From 1986.
Hey, there's an ad for the motorific boats.
Yeah, that's that ad from the motorific. I brought you guys in here because I haven't eaten. I forgot to eat, and then I came on the live stream, so I'm making an egg sandwich real quick.
So, Kevin, what would the postage be on those 8 books?
What happened?
Those 8 Harvey books. What would the postage be for that?
We can just wait until you get some more, and then I can just throw the shipping in free.
Okay.
Maybe you want an X-Men #1 facsimile.
Did that come out?
Yeah. Maybe you want that, right?
Actually, maybe. What is it? About $3-4, $5?
It's 4.
What other reproductions have come out lately?
There's an Iron Man 1 coming out.
Really? The 68?
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Yeah, I just ordered that this week.
Huh.
I think you got all the other stuff.
Wait, I don't That Avengers Kang, I didn't get that, did I?
You don't have that?
I don't think so. Yeah, why don't you pull an Avengers Kang and an X-Men one? I have the Wonder Man thing. I that'll completely go in the toilet when they do the Wonder Man TV show or movie because they'll mess that up. You know they will. What I could do with that cover.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I would not. It would not be anywhere close to even PG. It would be. I would do something interesting with that cover.
Hey, Gratu, can I ask
Yeah.
you a question about a painting that's in your house?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, where did you and what's the story behind that painting of the clown at the top of the stairs with the Thompson submachine gun that I love so much?
Yeah, that is my friend Randy introduced me to these friends of his. They were the Hancock brothers. There was Charles Hancock, and his brother was I can't remember but anyway, they're both the Hancock brothers, and they were from Waco, and they were these artists that did this fascinating art, and they would do these beatnik poetry readings that were mostly about malt liquor, and they were always drinking malt liquor, and they would do this great artwork, a lot of it involving clowns. I've got another one by the other brother on the other stairs, and yeah, it's I used another clown painting where he's firing a machine gun out of the window of a car on the cover of one of the issues of the Sophisticate, and they're just this great two brothers that do. They were just really cool guys, and I bought those two pieces of art from them at one of their shows, and yeah, I mean, I guess I bought it in the 90s, but yeah, they're real interesting guys. I need to maybe contact them. Maybe I could bring them on the show somehow. But they're really somewhere. I've got some of their art openings on VHS. Maybe I've already put it on DVD where they're reading their poetry, and they always had guns. They're always firing guns, drinking malt liquor, and making art. They're kind of like Bukowski, kind of not as bad as that, but
right, like what
just insane people like like Hunter S. Thompson, that kind of people, but not as self-destructive. So yeah,
I love that painting. I love how loose that painting is. Just the complete use of space, and it's kind of just nightmarish or dreamlike or something to it. And it also reminds me a little bit of carnival art too.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have such a great shop, Kevin.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've never been in a store that has so much cool stuff. I've never even heard of that book.
I haven't seen that. That looks cool.
I have that Green Hornet Bendy figure.
Oh man, remember these? There we go.
Am I still here?
Yeah.
Just the camera went TikTok style for a while, and now
I
you
always
got
thought
it
he
back
was
widescreen.
These
Yeah,
were,
sometimes the plastic changes color, like on that Hulk. The same thing happened to a Tick action figure from the 90s that his torso turned a lighter blue than his arms and everything else. Just the whatever was in the plastic.
I used to have this one.
Huh.
Pocket superheroes.
Pocket pals. Put them in your pocket and call them pocket pals.
See, they're trying to make you think it's cool that it's smaller, but in reality, they're making it smaller because to make plastic, you use oil, right? And there was an oil, the Arabs were, the prices of gas, oil was going up. And so that's why all the G.I. Joes turned into tiny figures instead of the 12-inch. That's the real reason.
Yeah. It all
Although
started
actually the other reason is you can have vehicles and they're just big giant vehicles and they're to scale with them without filling up half the living room.
Yeah, you're right about that too. That they did that with Star Wars and with the G.I. Joe line, but the cost was also, oh, look at the cups. I love those cups, man. The cost was as well. And then the new generation of kids came along and they didn't know anything about a 12-inch action figure, and they just thought that they were all 4 inches tall from now on. And you know, that's what happened.
I like to find when people do stop motion animation with G.I. Joe, with the 12-inch G.I. Joe figures on YouTube. I found someone did a whole boxing match between two G.I. Joes. Yeah, I never got any of this toy line because
I just sold this one yesterday.
Yeah, at this point I was older. And
did you have it mint on the card like that, Kevin?
Yeah, I just sold it yesterday.
Oh,
I actually just recently picked up a figure case from that line.
I used to have the Dr. Doom. I had the Dr. Doom playset from this line.
Oh man, that's the Secret Wars right there. So yeah, that was when now the comics are tied into the toys. I mean, that was happening already, way back in the 60s with Captain Action, but boy, Marvel just jumped right on board with that Secret Wars comic that just didn't interest me at all because it felt like it was just out there to sell those toys.
That's exactly how I felt. I didn't buy any of the Secret Wars comics when they came out because I could see it was just they united all the heroes just to sell toys. And then same thing with DC with their what it was theirs called Superpowers.
Yeah, love that model right there. I have the reproduction kit, but
I never put the explosions on there. Maybe I should. The little explosion behind him.
It was like a miniature, like nuclear explosion there.
Bronco is asking what book that is that you're looking at. Who's the author? John Marshall. Okay, that's got to be available on eBay or something, maybe Amazon.
Or you could buy it here.
Oh, you could buy it from you? Yeah. Oh, that's sorry. I didn't know. I thought maybe that was your store.
Or you could buy it wherever you want. I'll sell it to you.
Okay, no, it's available. Sorry. Yeah, I thought maybe you were keeping that one.
Can't keep it all. This thing's kind of dangerous because it just makes me want to buy all this stuff.
Yep.
I never had that Human Torch.
Spider-Man's one of my favorite Migos.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved that Green Hornet was a good figure. I mean, the Green Arrow, not Green Hornet. The Green Arrow figure was really good with the hat and the.
That's got to be a rare one. I've never seen that one in person.
I've never had that either. The Spider-Man, the one you've got there, the symbol on his chest is different from mine. I guess they show the different versions.
Yeah.
That's the one
I've
got.
I had right there, the printed one.
That one is different. That might be also the way Captain Action had it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I hung on to that Green Arrow for a long time, like all the way into high school, and then it just ended up in a garage sale. But a lot of this other stuff just kind of got given away or destroyed or blown up or stuff. But I really like
Shredder's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, Bronco Bear says I don't think you want to send it to Tel Aviv, where he lives. Yeah, the shipping would be kind of rough on that book.
I had a lot of this stuff. I had that what was it called? The Joker's Crime Wagon. It was like a little Volkswagen van that was purple and green, and it was like a Joker mobile.
Kevin, look in there and see if they have the Mangler. Do you know what that is?
Mangler.
The Mangler was
great.
this vehicle that ate superheroes.
Yeah,
and then spit shit out plastic. I don't know what exactly it's supposed to be. What you use to kill your Mego superheroes.
Who makes it? Mego?
It was a Mego
like vehicle,
thing.
like a villain vehicle.
Maybe it's in the index. Anyway, I can't remember exactly what it would do, but maybe it would. Maybe you had cardboard flat versions of the heroes.
It did. You're right. So it would open. You'd push it over the figure like your Spider-Man figure, and the green mouth would kind of open up in the front of the vehicle, and it would suck up and like keep your figure inside. When that happened, it would eject a flat cardboard version of like a cart, like Wile E. Coyote getting run over by a steamroller out of the back of Spider-Man.
I wonder how many of the flat heroes you got with it, and I bet those are pretty valuable. The flat cardboard versions.
Right.
There was a movie in 1995 called The Mangler.
Really?
Yeah, about a possessed laundry machine. It's a laundry folding machine that was possessed. It was a Stephen King story. It was actually pretty cool. Kind of weird, but you know.
There was a thing called the Mangler Mountain.
Mangler Mountain.
It had Ken Kelly box art on it.
All right, I found it on my phone. Hold on, I'm gonna give myself full screen just to show you. I guess it looked like that.
That's it.
And it has Mangler on the side. It kind of looks like the Power Records symbol.
It's made for the smaller egos.
Maybe it's meant to eat the villains because he's eating the Green Goblin. Maybe they're just the villains that you get with it. Is I guess
for the smaller ones. I thought it was for the larger ones in my memory. I only remember seeing it like in the commercials.
I thought it was for the large ones too. Let's see here. Yeah, Spider-Man's throwing the Green Goblin into this vehicle that's gonna mangle him. And there's videos on YouTube that show it.
I think they advertised it in the Captain and Company ads in like 1975 in Marvel Comics, the Mangler.
Oh yeah.
And they put it right next to the 8-inch Migos, so it made you think that it was for the 8-inch figures, but it wasn't.
Oh, okay, that may have been it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
It really looks like it's designed just to mangle the villains. Oh, here it shows what it does. See, he's coming out flat, which I guess makes sense in a Roadrunner cartoon, but Spider-Man doing that to someone turns him kind of more into the Punisher or something. Let's see. The Batman from 2004, I believe, is worth checking out. Some folks from animated series involved. Blocky Jackie Chan animated style employed. I don't know. 2004. What is that? What is he talking about? Jackie Chan animated style? There was a Jackie Chan Saturday morning cartoon? Is that what he's talking about?
Maybe he's talking. It was the Batman. It was a Batman cartoon that was called The Batman, and it was a pretty good cartoon.
From 2004. I remember The Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a Saturday morning cartoon. I remember it as
well. Yeah, it seems like I remember that, and I didn't like how they did the Joker or something. I didn't watch it too much. To me, it was all pretty much perfection the way the 90s cartoon was, except they had to follow the penguin design from the Tim Burton movie a little too much. And then I think when that switched from Fox to Warner Brothers and the animation style changed, I think they made the penguin look more like the classic penguin, where he actually had fingers and stuff. And was more debonair, and they changed some of the other stuff too. Like I think, yeah, that was good stuff.
I'm gonna be taking off.
Yeah, it might be getting kind of late.
Yeah, my wife's gonna be coming home pretty soon. She's at a work party, but she's gonna come home pretty soon. So maybe I'll see you guys on the fossils, huh? Meyer?
Yeah.
Sure.
This time tomorrow, a little earlier.
Great beginning.
Wait, what's today?
Tomorrow's Today's Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Oh, tomorrow's Wednesday already.
Yep.
Yeah, so tomorrow tomorrow at this time it'll be happening.
I got no track of time today. I was working all day at the other house, and I had to drill through concrete, and I'm beat. I had to take
drill through concrete. Oh man.
Yeah, I had to drill in the basement. I had to drill through a part of a concrete wall to get to put in a drain pipe for to discharge the water from the air conditioning. So because before I had it on a discharge pump, and that pump kept breaking, and then you got to replace it, and it gets expensive. So I decided to throw the pump out altogether and just go on a gravity system, so that the drains the water on a gravity, it'll go right there, and I don't need to worry about, pumps and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So in order to do that, I had to drill through part of a concrete wall, put in a 1-inch drain pipe, discharge that water. But anyway, so yeah, maybe I'll see you guys then tomorrow. I didn't even know it was tomorrow. I thought some freaking reason it was Monday or Tuesday. I don't know.
I've been thinking it was Monday a lot today. Yeah.
Me too.
Because it didn't work yesterday, so I keep thinking today's Monday because I work today. Oh,
yeah. How did it go? I meant to ask you, how did it go teaching the golden rule?
Teaching the golden rule.
Yeah, that's expression. Teaching the golden rule. You were teaching the kids. Weren't you teaching today?
Oh, yeah. Things were good. I was thought you were talking about the golden rule. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's what they call it. You go to teach when you go to. You never heard that?
Oh, I know what the golden rule is, but it confused me for a second. The Electric Frankensteins, as I recall, a pretty cool band, but they always have good advertisements.
Yeah. I have a really cool Electric Frankenstein T-shirt, and I have a really cool Electric Frankenstein book that's just nothing but reproductions of their amazing concert posters. And
I'm not sure. I get Electric Frankenstein mixed up with the Sons of Hercules. Sons of Hercules is out of San Antonio. I think, yeah. Ooh, I'm trying to figure out.
What was that?
Hold on, let me make it bigger.
Go back, Kevin. Go back a few pages. That looked like a green Hulk with I don't know what it was. No, not that. No. What was that? No. Where the hell? I saw it, man. No, there, right there. No, go back. Flip the
I didn't know
page.
they
I
had
think that's what it is.
comics.
Can't you flip the page? There. Oh, you can't show that part. What is that? Electric.
It's like a concert poster.
Oh, okay, okay, that's what it is. All right, I was just curious. Those is that what? Those
He's
are concert
very good at
posters?
that.
Yeah, I have some concert posters too. I should show those. You just gave me an idea. But,
Yeah, they're always fascinating.
But you probably, I don't know. Some of mine are the same way. They show, the topless, art.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I could,
Well,
I mean, I could probably show that. I think it's safe, as long as I'm not making it for kids.
I'm not sure if I'm mistaken or not, but it seems like I don't want to, because I'm not sure. I shouldn't say it, but I think that someone's telling me they got unfollowed by Electric Frankenstein because they expressed some conservative point of view or something. So they might be really cool, but on the left side. But a lot of musicians probably are. But as I recall, I got a couple of CDs of theirs. The music's good. As I recall,
their logo, they have their logo. It's an EF, and it's in the same shape as the EC, the circular EC logo.
Yeah, it's a common thing for bands of this type to use comic book imagery. The Cramps, the Misfits, and there were a whole bunch of bands that did this. They are obviously, they did it hardcore, but it's just because 60s garage rock and the monster comics from that time, they all kind of blend together into one culture that I always call rock and roll culture. Comic books, hot rods, garage rock, rockabilly, it's all kind of the same thing. And
some of that stuff reminds me of Ed Big Daddy Roth.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. I have a poster of
it's exactly what they're doing.
See, it's like that artist there with the Bride of Frankenstein with the bat, at the top left. That's Coop, and he's a great artist, but he's a Satan worshiper. I really like his art, but I just don't agree with his.
Yeah, the same with Frank Kozik. I used to subscribe to Juxtapose magazine and used to be into this the California art scene. And as soon as I realized, got kind of more into politics, I just kind of stopped paying attention to these guys.
Right. That's the thing that I was trying to say is that I think Electric Frankenstein got a little political, or they get easily offended. But wow, $45. That's a cool book, man. They've obviously been around more than a few years and have cranked out a lot of great advertising. What's this book?
Yeah, there's Happy.
Oh yeah, man.
Well, that's a cool book.
It's like you go through previews and you order all the best stuff. All the other comic stores ignore all the stuff you order is what all other comic stores ignore.
What is the price on that, Kevin? You selling those or?
Yeah, it's all for sale.
How much is that book?
See if I could find a price.
Oh.
No price on it.
Try the back or the inside front flap.
Is that newer or is that an older book?
It's older.
Okay.
Is it Yeah. Yeah. Is it from the 70s or is it more recent? Yeah, look at the year.
Wow.
72. It looks like it's British too. Came from England. That's why we've never seen this book.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta go. If you figure out a price and nobody wants it, maybe you let me know next time.
Yeah.
Nobody else wants it. But
You know why it probably doesn't have a price? It's probably was like a British price tag and it was taken off.
Mhm. All right, I guess I'll probably see you guys tomorrow then. Huh?
All right, take care.
All right,
Take care. Take care, Hans. Get some rest.
See ya.
There's Ruth Cleveland, the daughter of Grover Cleveland.
Yeah. That's a reference to.
Thank you, Missing Mars.
Earlier. People doing research. Are you still open or are you closed now?
I'm closed.
Okay.
You can go through this box if you want. Somebody's needing this probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
See, Meyer can tell you what all these things go to, and
This all come together in this one box, just like this, Kevin.
When I moved, I was grabbing just random stuff that I didn't have a place for. You know, the last little bit when you're moving?
Yeah.
The stuff that you're just putting off. That's what this box was.
I'm going to go feed the dog. I'll be right back. So if anyone asks me a question, you won't hear me respond. I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
I swear that's the hardest part about moving, the last little bit of stuff.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I'm still unpacking after a year.
That's great. I had that Scramble Van. That was a really, really fun toy because the action on that stunt cycle really worked very well. There was a ramp that you would set up. There's the ramp. You set that up at the back of the van, and you can really make that bike fly far and high, and it does everything it shows on the commercial. I used to send him. We had a big deck in our driveway, so we had a deck that was off of the house and it was over the garage. It was a big deck with like picnic tables and umbrellas on it, and the driveway was at an incline. So I would send that. That deck had rails, you know, and like a guard. Evil Knievel would pass perfectly under it, and he would go extra far. I have him flying like 50, 60, 100 feet through the air, off the deck, down the incline of the driveway, and crashing into the street. My Evil Knievel was all beat up. Like I'm sure everybody else's was too. Ripped up. And then, you know, that's the big gym van. Oh, that's a cool toy. I never had that, but doesn't that open up and it's for little cars? Is that what it's for?
Oh,
I've never seen that.
I'm back. What did I miss?
Just nothing. Looking at Evil Knievel stuff. I told a stupid Evil Knievel story, and Kevin showed us like the Scramble Van.
Okay.
There it is. Great toy. It was a great day.
Oh, by the way, Meyer, do you still collect books with food and picnics and stuff like that?
Yeah. That was that piece that was from a buckboard from a Mark's Johnny West buckboard or a stagecoach thing. I didn't, I just made an order like last week, and I forgot to put kids food comics. So usually I like order like one every couple months.
Well, last Saturday, Kevin saw a Woody Woodpecker, and they were cutting spaghetti with scissors.
Oh yeah, the food stuff. We need to show Meyer those food comics.
They're right here.
Yeah. We were going through the pile of comics he just got, and we said, hold those for Meyer because he likes covers where they're eating food.
No pressure, Meyer, to get these. We just thought you might want to see them.
We just thought, we're trying to be generous.
Whenever I see these food, I really like the food covers, and it's when the food covers once again remind me more of how Dell really had something going when it came to distributing, because these comics with food on the covers are purposefully doing this because they're being sold in supermarkets, and moms are buying these. Moms are buying these comics with food on the covers at the same time that they're buying food for their kids, and it was a marketing thing. It's definitely marketing, just like with Donald Duck and all the photo album covers and the pictures of them taking pictures. It's because they were selling it right next to like Kodak merchandise and stuff.
Yeah.
So here's the first one.
Oh, that's a nice one. What's the grade on that? It's kind of beat up. I haven't seen that before though.
Here's the one.
That's cool. Also with the the Donald Duck covers that we're so used to seeing, with it's him dealing with the boys in this cute way every time, right?
Yep.
So that's marketed towards parents, you guys. That's not that thing that's happening there. That's not a thing that kids identify with. That's a thing that people with kids identify with. So that's what Carl Barks or Dell Comics is doing there. Is they're like once again just trying to get more dimes, and the parents have the money, and so that's part of that whole thing. I think that's the joke. Do you sell those Vampirella posters, Kevin?
Yeah, I have one left if you need it. They're 30. If you need one.
They're 30?
Mm-hmm.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. You all have a great time. Hopefully we'll see you all tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll be on in just a little bit longer.
Good to see you, Micah.
Yeah, nice to see you. Take care.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just starting to use myself. I just started.
One here.
There it is. Excuse me.
I guess they don't make them anymore either. I got the last order in of them. Am I here still?
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay. There's a new door poster coming out though. Did I show you that?
No, what is it? Do you think they're going to do the Jack Davis Frankenstein?
I wish.
Oh yeah, I saw that Red Sonja.
Linsner. That's the new one that's coming out. July 35.
That's nice.
No, but I have one of these left if you need it.
All right.
Look at this.
Oh, that's cool. So creepy. Nice.
Oh, this figure's cool. I just opened this today.
Whoa. Oh, so this is one of these new Indiana Jones figures, right?
Yeah.
Is it? So I keep skipping by the reviews of these, but this looks really nice. This is a 6-inch figure or 7 inches?
6-inch, yep.
And is he all articulated?
Yeah, he's like a Marvel legend.
Wow, look at that coat that he's got. It looks great.
The coat's great.
Does he come with a swap out head or just the melted head sculpt?
No, he comes with the regular head too.
Oh, this looks great. Oh,
Gun,
man,
hat, head.
is this guy's name Tout? Is that his name? Tote?
Yeah.
Tote?
And there's his unmelted head.
Oh,
Nice.
And his hand.
Oh, there with the burn on it.
wow.
Comes in one of these boxes.
Yeah. I just bought recently a new Marvel Legends, a Black Panther figure, and it was in one of those boxes with no plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. That's the first one I bought that didn't have any plastic on it. I just don't like it. I'm not like my son, he collects action figures like this, like what we're showing here, what you're looking at, Marvel Legends, and even the more expensive stuff like the Mythic Legions. And he really wants to make sure that he doesn't get derpy eyes all the time. And when he goes and buys this stuff, he buys it in person at Target or Walmart, and he compares between 5 figures which one he wants to buy.
Yeah.
And so it pisses him off that they don't have plastic anymore, that you can't see the figure.
Is that just with all toys now? This is just the new way?
I don't know if it's all toys.
They're going back to the old way.
It's Hasbro.
They tried being environmental friendly with this.
Oh, please. Okay, that's what it is.
But actually, it was just a way for them to save money.
Meanwhile, there's masks all over the street.
Yeah. Yeah, because sometimes you'll get bad paint jobs on these things.
Yeah, that's it.
These are really cool, though.
Yeah, I've never seen these before. They're really cool. What's this?
Boss Fight Studios.
What's the name of the line at the top? What's it called?
Epic Hacks.
Oh, Epic Hacks. Okay. I remember. So this is I remember Vitruvian Hacks, right?
Yeah, I guess so. There's a small scale and there's this 6-inch scale.
Yeah, the Vitruvian hacks were the small scale. This is this newer thing. I haven't seen it. That looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have some of the smaller ones here. They had like a Medusa
Goris
one.
would like
I had.
that.
Hey, Gratu, what did that last message, that last comment say?
Oh, he's saying, I hate not being able to see my figure. I open my stuff and want to see the paint apps.
Okay, yeah, Bronco. That's exactly like that's my son's thing. Yeah, same thing.
This guy's cool.
Oh, what is that?
Same thing. It's same line.
So it's not from any movie. It's just something they made up.
No, yeah, these are just. It's almost like a third party type company.
Yeah, it's neat. Shit, pretty cool. That is really cool.
Yeah, very neat.
Oh,
the
it
book.
goes on his head.
Yeah, you could take that flame effect and put it on this book.
Yeah.
So the book has fire coming out of it. This one's cool right here.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, I like the bright colors. That's neat. I would kill for something like that when I was in elementary school.
Yeah, I think that all the time when I buy these new figures and play with them, like the Marvel Legends or the new G.I. Joe Classified series, or the new He-Man figures. If I had something this good in 1975, I would play with nothing else. I would have that figure and just.
But to me in the 70s, I thought the sculpting was really good on the Mego figures, the Planet of the Apes faces, the Dr. Zaius, Cornelius Zira. Like you said, that Green Arrow looked really good. I thought Reed Richards was a good head sculpt.
Sad part is kids don't even play with toys.
Yeah, you're right.
You're right. Yeah, all this is. I mean,
all this stuff is for us.
Yeah, that melting Nazi is not meant for kids.
It really is. The stuff that I buy and talk about in the videos. My son is 30. My son is 30 and he collects this stuff. But he's like the last generation because he grew up, around my toys, and he grew up collecting the 3 3/4-inch Star Wars figures, but they're like the last generation, really.
Yeah.
Kids born in the 90s, before 2000, I guess.
Now it's just staring at your phone and playing games, I guess, on your computer that don't even exist in the real world. You buy them and they're online. You don't have a physical copy of them, I guess.
I want to see a review on this toy.
Yeah, what is that, Kevin? Is that the bike? Is that Marvel Legends?
No, it's Mezco 112, so a 6-inch scale.
Yeah.
But it comes with the Ghost Rider and his bike.
And it comes with the bike.
Yeah, because the normal Mezco's that big box, and this one's this big.
Yikes.
Bronco, you're in your 30s. What's weird is you get these statistics on YouTube, and it tells me that the only people that watch my show are between the ages of 55 and 65. But yet I know there are people younger and people that are older than that, but it's like they're not even trying. They used to, like, if one person who was 35 watched, they'd tell me that, but now they don't. It's not as detailed. And plus, do we tell our age? I guess we do tell our age when we sign up for YouTube. I don't remember doing it, but I just tried to create a Rumble account, and I remember they wanted my birthday on that. I don't know why they needed all that stuff, but as I'm trying to do a Rumble channel, but I tried to upload a video to Rumble, and maybe I didn't have enough space on my phone to successfully do it, but I'm going to start putting videos up on Rumble. And I think StreamYard, you could do a show like this and send it to Rumble and YouTube at the same time, I think. Um, oh, no, that's pretty cool. Let me see the Popeye again.
Yeah, I saw these. I haven't seen this in person. I just saw the ad for these new Popeyes. They look cool.
That's the newest one we just got.
What other, do they have other figures in the line?
Yeah, they do. They have Olive and Bluto too. Wow, that's a nice one as well. And these are at a lower price point, right, Kevin? These aren't like the more expensive ones that Mezco put out. These are
like 35.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's Wimpy as well, and the Jeep. Right? Isn't that the Jeep?
Was the Jeep. What about a Goon? Do they have a Goon? Like Alice the Goon.
Yeah, there you go. I saw that Bronco.
Oh,
Alice the Goon. Boy, Popeye was great, wasn't it? That is such a cool piece. That's crazy. Back when Hot Toys put out the 6 scale, Batman 66 figures, I picked up the Robin when the price was right. And then I waited on the Batman and the price never got right. Now it's like ridiculously overpriced to try and buy that figure. So I have a Robin 66 with no Batman 66. So I just put my Robin with my contemporary Batman figures.
What's the book to the left? Is that Believe It or Not? Oh, yeah, you did what we were talking about, putting that devil comic behind the devil figure.
That looks nice.
Yeah.
Graphic Man bought one, and luckily I had another one.
Oh, okay.
Look at CGC 13.
Is this, and that's not even a real comic, is it? Chamber of Coffins. Oh, I see. It's a joke. That's pretty good. It's like Spinal Tap. Is it really in plastic?
No, it's just that's the cover of the comic.
Oh, that's printed on there. That's hilarious. That's the kind of thing that Harvey Kurtzman would have done, had he been alive, or if that's the kind of parody he would have done, back 60, 70 years ago when Mad started. That's hilarious.
Is that a double tabletop Pac-Man? Ms. Pac-Man, I mean? Yeah, it is.
Looks like a G.I. Joe and Barbie can play it on a date.
So that was how, remember, I don't know if all Ms. Pac-Man machines were like that, but the one I used to play at my cousin's bar was exactly like this. And the bar was called the Foursome Club because it was a bar that was right across from a country club and a golf course. So, and inside this bar, it was like the first incarnation. This is the 70s and early 80s, and this is an old golfing bar, and that was the only video game in there. And I would go in there and play Ms. Pac-Man, and it was like super popular. You'd have to like wait and stuff. My sister was really.
They call them cocktail tables.
Is that what they call them, cocktail tables? So are they? I mean, I imagine that must be very collectible and something sought after as one of these original cocktail tables.
I sold one for a couple thousand not too long ago.
Oh, that's cool.
I wish I would have kept it.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. I mean, I just remember, there'd be an ashtray on top of it with a cigarette going and a beer on there, and you'd be playing Pac-Man.
Yeah. and they were so much fun. It just, but the downside of it is that this was the death knell of comic books, video games.
Yeah, we didn't know it at the time.
Yeah,
at the time it was like it was kind of mind-blowing when you could do it at your house, like when you first got Pong, when the first when you hook it up to your TV set. That was
remember when Pac-Man first came out for the Atari 2600, but they couldn't make a circle yet. They didn't have the graphics, so all the little circles that Pac-Man's eating were squares, and Pac-Man was a square himself. But you know, it was still fun. Man, that artist is so great, Alex Ross. I mean, he's really great. And he's so prolific.
Good work.
I mean, he must be able to crank out one of those paintings in one day to turn out this many. What is that? He almost looks more like the Red Skull. Is that good, that comic?
I heard it was.
Huh.
Here's Alex Ross again.
That's really nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
But you know it's not going to be inside. But, you know, I guess it's possible.
It is possible, but it's so interesting. It's all of this stuff that has happened. Like we're talking about the video games and these comics that look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside they might not be as good. It's like Dr. Seuss like or James Thurber or something. It's so ironic, all of it, the way it all happened.
Yeah. Speaking of Dr. Seuss, I was thinking about him the other day when they started to say that trees are becoming gluttons and that we need to reduce the forest and maybe get rid of the rainforest because it's hurting the environment. It's the total opposite of what the Lorax said when I was in elementary school. And what they've always said, you know, we need to save the rainforest. Now it's like, no, we need to get, and it almost makes all these conspiracy people that think there's space aliens that are disguised as humans that are in positions of power but want to destroy the earth and make it where more suitable for the way they live. It's almost like, hey, maybe it's believable. Who says they want to take down the trees? It's insanity. What is this book? Oh, this is one you're keeping. Yeah.
I just wanted to read it. I'll sell it after I read it.
Well, if you do, keep me in mind. That looks like a great one. I love purple covers. Oh, that ad. I've never seen that ad. Build your own hot rod. Yeah, definitely keep me in mind once you read it. Yeah. I love Bizarro stuff.
Yeah, me too.
That is a Bizarro story, right?
I don't think so.
I guess I was seeing white skin on, I guess maybe Did you see where I fell asleep the other night, Kevin?
I didn't go back and watch it. No. I never go back and watch anything.
Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. It was really weird.
I've seen somebody do it though. I saw a guy do that on YouTube though. Like he fell asleep and was out the whole night. He had the camera rolling.
How long was he sleeping?
He was out the whole night. He was out like 12 hours.
And you could see him. You could watch him sleep.
Yeah, you could watch him sleep all night.
Yeah.
You guys still there?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
here.
here. I'm trying to find where I fell asleep
Oh,
on another screen.
It was when I was showing those skulls, I think you said.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
I
I
think
thought
I'm
you-
close to it.
I saw a recap of it. Those
Yeah, I
skulls
took
were
that
really
stream
cool.
down though.
You took it down?
No, I started a stream the other night, and most of it was just a blank screen because I was walking the dog, and there were
Oh, I
people.
started watching that, and then I started watching that, and then it took it away right in the
Well,
middle
there
of
were
it.
there were a bunch of trolls on there, and I just thought this is not a productive stream, so I just nixed it because I
was
was
wondering.
in too bad a mood, and it wasn't going to be anything productive.
I was wondering what happened to that.
Actually, I just made it private, because there were just people trying to stir shit.
I've seen that happen with other videos, and you could still watch them as long as you don't click off of the video. Like it'll still let you watch it. But that one, it was like it pulled it straight when I was watching it.
Yeah, yeah, it's amazing. Some of the aquarium core, the castles and the pirate ships and things like that.
Did your like head fall down?
No, I was just there. Damn, where is it?
Something happened where you froze, Kevin, or you got disconnected, and it
Oh
Streamlabs.
yeah, I got disconnected when it came. It goes to him automatically.
Yeah, StreamYard went back to him automatically, and he was asleep in the chair. And right when he was waking up was right when Cleo was calling him at the exact same time, right?
Well, she was calling me to
Instructions
tell
like
me I
all
was
the other glow kits. Do you remember that, Grad, too?
I have so quick open.
Where it's right in this area somewhere. I thought it was right at about 5 hours, 30 minutes in.
God damn it. I gotta go, guys. I got these messages piling up.
All right, that's cool.
Find out what they're talking about and see what she needs. All right, guys. It was great hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, it was. Take care.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, bye. Damn, where is this? Maybe.
Smart.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I guess I've just never. They can watch the show. It's called The Real Birthday Party. If you want to see it, go to somewhere between 5 and 6 hours in. You'll see it. It was pretty funny.
You could like clip
So
it and
those
use it as a blooper.
Yeah, I was thinking of that. So those 8 comics plus the X-Men 1 and the Avengers Kang issue. Would that be enough for a shipment?
Yeah.
What would the postage be on that? Or what would the price or whatever?
if Strange Life's watching, this is only $10. This book.
$10. Okay, if he's not watching, I'll tell him tomorrow. Or you can send him that message on Instagram, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
You follow him on there?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
$10, and then how many dollar books did you say you had over there?
I think you said 8.
Okay, 8 and 8, 16, yeah.
16 total, including postage.
Yeah.
All right, I'll try to do that at some point maybe this weekend. I can't believe they made one of that. Have they ever made one of that preacher from Poltergeist 2?
I've never seen one, but that would be cool.
It's also work as a Joe Biden figure, probably.
He's pretty scary. I don't know who's scarier, though.
Yeah. What is this box? Are these like eBay auctions or something?
No, these are all subscription boxes.
Oh, these are people's books you pull. Okay.
Yeah, these are the pull boxes.
So you've got to get ready for tomorrow morning. Do you lay your comics out early in the morning, or do you do it tonight before you leave?
I've already done it tonight.
Oh, okay. So you're allowed to sell DC Comics on Tuesday and Marvel on Wednesday and Independence on Wednesday. Is that how it's done?
Yeah, that's all. It's new stuff tomorrow.
Okay. What do you think is going to be the biggest seller tomorrow?
Right there. Last Ronin.
Okay.
Ninja Turtles.
Do you try to order just enough where you'll sell out and not disappoint people, or do you order a lot, or do you try to make it just right so you don't have any left over?
Well, I try to make it just right, but that's impossible.
Yeah, so you always have someone disappointed.
With Ninja Turtles, I'd go big because I can continuously sell that.
Yeah.
That one, not the ongoing series, but the Last Ronin series. Like I can continue just selling these. This came out last year or 2 years ago, and it's still selling.
Well, it seems like they would adapt that into a film or an animated.
It's already they're producing a video game right now.
Oh, a video game. Okay. What happened to Stray Dogs? Is that was hot for a while? Is it just gone now?
Yeah, I haven't heard anybody talk about that.
They were supposed to be making an animated series of it, and there's supposed to be an animated Usagi Yojimbo and a Gru series.
I think the Usagi Yojimbo came out.
Oh, it did?
I think. I haven't seen it, but I don't have Netflix. I think it's on Netflix.
Oh. And I haven't heard anything about the Gru series.
Gru, I don't think has come out yet.
Do you think, is it actually in production?
I'm not sure about that one. I haven't heard about that one, but that doesn't mean it's not.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I probably need to hit this back and see what's going on with my wife. And because I got to get up early in the morning, and so does she. But I appreciate you coming on. This has been fun. You always are the highlight of the party.
I think you guys have seen everything by now, though.
Oh, I see new stuff every time.
We got to get some new stuff now.
Well, I guess I'll see them. Are you going to be probably watching the show tomorrow? I'll probably see you in the chat or whatever. And
Yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
all right. Well,
Cool.
take care, guys. Remember, everybody out there, if you're in the Mesa, Arizona area, go to Gotham City Comics and see this amazing store. There were some coworkers of mine, and I said, "Where were you the other day?" And oh, we got a bed and breakfast in Mesa, Arizona. I'm going, shoot, I wish I was there, man.
When did that happen?
The weekend before, but he's not someone that would have been going into your store.
Oh.
He's a completely different. It's just someone I work with, not someone that shares, as far as I know, any of my interests. Maybe.
I have a lot of teachers that actually come in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a school right behind us here.
Oh, cool.
In a police department. I have a lot of police officers, teachers.
Yeah.
I can find a book pretty much for anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great store. Well, I guess I'm gonna head on out. What's Blood Orders?
It's a board game. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate board games. I like the old-fashioned board games. Pretty cool. All right, guys. Well, I guess I'll bid everyone adieu and farewell, and I'll see everybody tomorrow night. And take care, Kevin.
All right.
I'll see you guys soon.